Yo, yo, yo. It's the Tuesday show. And I just need you to do one thing. Woke up.
What is up and what's going on, everybody out there? Appreciate everybody coming in, everybody that has been waiting for us to get in. We do have a show for you guys today. Some things to talk about, things to get into, give our opinions on, get you guys' opinions, chat with you guys a little bit on this fine Tuesday morning. It is our third week of the morning report. We do appreciate you guys. Again, this is Tuesday. We do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thursdays, we do our Pantheon stream with our friend Marcus over at Back of the Bus. But you can catch us here every morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chill. It's another Tuesday. What do you have for us?
Another manic Tuesday. Well, what I got for you is some exciting news. Great stuff. Positive representation coming out of the comic shop. You know that place where you buy the toys? You need to walk by all the books? That place.
This was the one you were talking about yesterday.
Yeah, that one. So they put out a trailer, and I'm going to play it for you because you haven't reacted to it.
Welcome to OMG Comic. Welcome to OMG. Oh my goodness. The hair, the pink. Someone's a fan. You don't know my life. I'm Stephanie Okeke, and I am one of the founders of OMG Comics. Smells like money. We've only been open for a few months, so, we're still getting the hang of things. Ha! You missed! I'm okay, my bleeding.
We write in the blueprint of how we do it.
Nobody gets into the comic book industry because they want money. They get into it because they love comics.
Come on, that was pretty funny. I know you ain't talking.
Bro. We are not lame. We are the best comic shop in all of LA.
Comic shop.
I like to think that our uniqueness and our passion for comics are what's going to keep the people coming in. This is our calling.
Now, who's on sweeping duty?
I'll go get the broom.
We going to the comic shop.
Stephanie, so you're running a zoo. Stephanie, so you don't clean your store like you don't clean your room. Stephanie, comic book shop. You'll soon be driving cab.
Going to the comic shop. Going to the comic shop.
How you feel about it? I can't hear you.
Oh, my fault. Was muted. It's not something I would normally watch or be interested in, but I'm sure it does have a audience out there for it. You seemed very excited for it, so I'm sure it has an audience and you out there and other people like you. But for me, it's not something I typically click on.
Oh no. See, I was excited for it. I don't think that was. Oh yes, it's here. I don't like the quality is going to be the quality. You're on a little budget, but it wasn't exceptional either. It's like I'll root for it because of what it represents, and I'll give it a shot because it deserves that. But I'm not waving it's not Ianu. I'll go harder for her, but I'll it's not Ianu, and I know that doesn't really mean anything to you. What does he mean? It's not Ianu. Sagwa. And it's cool though. It's cool. I'll check it out. I'll see it, but it could be better. Like even the YouTube channel that they're using is not called the Comic Shop series. Even the name is pretty plain. The Comic Shop. You could have, and the tagline is they've got issues. I think the tagline is a better name of a show. They've got issues would be a great name of a comic book store show. Didn't really watch The Office, so I don't really. Yeah, it's not hitting with me. Doesn't mean I won't try it though, and I won't want for it to root for it to succeed and talk about it here on the first day when the episode comes out. When did they say it was? In August? And that's another thing. The YouTube channel should not be putting things that are going to cover the words, right? The YouTube channel is called Awkward Virgo TV. Stupid. They should call the YouTube channel The Comic Shop. It'll be on YouTube on August the 29th. We're a month away from it. Coming to YouTube, which means that no TV station picked it up. There's nobody really, like not one of these streamers. You couldn't get it on Tubi even. Damn. But all right. I like what it represents. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
I like the representation. Yeah, the black. I didn't want to shit on it because I shit on Ianu yesterday, but I since you are, yeah, no, that didn't interest me in the least bit. I completely agree with Stamina there when he said not even a smirk. I don't agree with the latter half. I won't give it a shot. It didn't pull me in enough for me to give it a shot. Yeah, like you said, that I was thinking Office. I didn't watch The Office. I do like Steve Carell and some of the other actors within The Office, like Chris Pratt. There's that scene where the scene where he broke Amy Poehler and I forget the other Amy's last name, where he made the joke about Kim Kardashian and her back and sexual stuff about it, blah, blah, blah. That's hilarious, funny, great. There are other scenes in The Office that are funny and great as well. It gave very much Office vibes, and I didn't watch The Office, but it gave Office vibes on a budget, like great value Office vibes, and that made it even worse for me. So no, I won't. Not something I'll be checking out, but I do support my Black brothers and sisters. Hey, I hope they do good over there.
Yeah, look, it got screen time here on the morning report. That's the best we can say. And I'll watch it because it is free on YouTube. I'll give it watch time. I'll check it out, and that'll be that. And if I like it and I go, oh no, don't worry, it actually is going to be a fun, light-hearted. The characters are great, and I will say the characters are fine. They are characters, right? So that's not the issue that I've got with this show. It's just damn, that was what you selected to make me laugh. That was what you. All right, we'll see. There's a guy getting bullied in the comic book shop by those two dudes. Hi, Jedi Mike. YouTube is accessible for everyone. Didn't that other show get started on YouTube, the Lisa Ray show? So did Cobra Kai. Yeah?
Yeah, Cobra Kai did. Got it started on YouTube.
Good points. How's my audio? Is it okay?
Sure it's a good point. Yeah, your audio's fine. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Comic shop. They've got issues. Where do you want to start with the other news that we have? Oh, Avatar. Oh, please.
Well, I was going to say we can do. Well, that's fine. You can go Avatar.
Holy smokes. Everybody, Rufio, the actor Dante Bosco, has an iconic voice. You dishonored my family. We love him. He is still alive and well and capable and older. Zuko will be used again in the Avatar movie, but Stephen Yeun is confirmed to play the adult Prince Zuko in The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. And this is a mistake of astronomical proportions. Why does he keep going up for roles we don't want him in, like The Sentry, and now Prince Zuko? I'm down on this.
I did say when I first saw that he was voicing him, I thought to myself, why is Dante Bosco not voicing Zuko? Dante Bosco voices Zuko in Korra, so I'm trying to figure out where his voice would have been different from the time we get from them being middle-aged adults to him being an old man in Korra. So I guess I don't know. Maybe Dante was busy. Maybe he just, I can't imagine he didn't want to. He actually really loves voicing Zuko. It's one of his favorite characters. He's talked about it. The creators did do an interview. I should have had that pulled up. It was very quick. It was like 14 seconds. Did an interview with Stephen Yeun. Stephen Yeun is not new to Avatar. He voiced Avatar.
Han?
Yes, Han, in the episode where they do that flashback, and he's like, you see, it's the different it's a much different drawings also than the Avatar animation that they use, but he got interviewed about that, or the creators got interviewed about that, and asked if he was coming back to voice that Avatar, and they said, well, that's not something they can talk about right now. So he could be also back to voice Avatar 1 as well.
Yeah, and then they can say, no, those confirmed reports were about his other casting, not about him being back as Zuko. We'd never do that, because there should be enough backlash. There should be sonic levels of backlash for this casting here, where they go, yeah, you guys are overreacting and falsely reporting. We only had him back to play Avatar 1 on. That's what they should say. And then make us seem like we're crazy for overreacting to nothing. That's what I would do if I was in charge. Why? Where's Dante Bosco? I just saw him at San Diego Comic-Con. He was there celebrating 20 years since the first episode, and he's not wanting to do Zuko or what? He's not available for Zuko for voice acting, the most flexible of acting. Nah, nope. What? We don't need celebrities. You know what? Super Mario. They had the classic Mario voice actor, let's say go, all that good stuff. And they decided to go with a celebrity with Chris Pratt. More better to sell the movie. I understand that. I understand why you do that. Plus, we only ever have sound bites from the original Mario voice actor. This is unacceptable. This is not the same thing. This is not, well, Steven is a bigger star. We'll be able to sell it to Korea and all the other places in the world. Nah, Dante Bosco's too iconic. And this is for fans. You sell this for people who are going to consume it. Give them what they want. And I'm one of them. And Dante Bosco is so integral to Prince Zuko. There better be a good reason that comes out for why he couldn't be part of this.
Right. Yeah. People in the comments of the report were mixed, really. Some people were excited about it. Some people said, where's Dante Bosco? There are people in here asking dumbass shit like, why is it called The Last Airbender? He's not The Last Airbender. Dante Bosco could have just played. Somebody said Dante Bosco could have just played him, but this works too, I guess. So it's really mixed on the fan reception of it. I don't dislike it. I don't love it. It's not Dante Bosco. Again, I mean, if you're watching this in a chronological order type of deal, if you've never seen Avatar the last, and maybe it doesn't, maybe it's not jarring to you. Maybe it wouldn't even be a jarring thing. Maybe it's not even as big a thing as we're saying it is. But Dante Bosco has a very distinct voice. So when you go to Korra, and it is Dante Bosco once again after spending 3 seasons with him, and then you spend a movie with a different voice actor, it could be, something for some people. At the same time, like I said, with him having that iconic voice, even when he did something outside of Avatar, he did that Star Wars, the Galaxy's Edge thing, or whatever the fuck it was that they did. It was animated. It was like anime. No, it was like anime. It was like these shorts, little things that they did. He did the voiceovers for it. Very distinctive. Very he's Dante Bosco's got a really good voice. So I don't know why he's not voicing him. He also did go to the Netflix live action. He was on set a lot, helping the young actor that plays Zuko in live action on the Netflix series. So he's very much involved in everything Avatar. Maybe he's busy.
Maybe he's busy. I do love that the voice actors get recognition on this sort of level, that people name check them, accept them in certain titles, etc. I think that's dope. So do I. That's great.
Someone in the comments said, we've heard a lot about Zuko. What about Azula? A lot of these people in here obviously don't know the lore of Avatar or need to go back and rewatch seasons 1 through 3 of the original. Azula would still be in prison. She's a lunatic. This is how many years after the show? I don't know how many years this takes place after the show. There is the image of them. Can you pull the image of them that was released, 10 years ago, of them as adults?
Adults Zuko?
Yeah, all of them. It was all of them. It was Aang, Toph, Katara, Sokka. It was the studio released it, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, it was some time ago. The adult Aang gang.
You're supposed to call it Team Avatar.
Team Avatar.
I don't see the picture with all of those, but I do see one picture that it's got him and his family, Katara and them. I see this one here. That's a cool image. I recognize the bottom right. That was in an episode of Korra. Let's do a super chat
fresh type of flow. Wrist icicle, ride deck bicycle. Come true, yeah.
Dante is 50. They're supposed to be early 30s. I'm glad you wrote LOL because I was about to take you serious. Dante is 50. So what? His voice can be modulated if needed. I see this picture. His voice changed. He could make it like lighter. He could bring it down. Regardless, I would be willing to accept the differences of he sounds like he's 50. He should be 30. It's cool. 50-year-olds voice 30-year-olds all the time. Well, you want Steven Yeun doing an impression of Dante Bosco's voice? I don't want that. I hear Dante Bosco's voice in this picture.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see exactly how Steven Yeun does. I mean, I'm not going to sit and, make it sound like I don't like Steven Yeun's voice acting. I love his voice acting in Invincible. I think he's great as Mark. So can he bring something different? Can he put a different twist on his voice? I think he still has to have that sort of raspy kind of tone that Dante Bosco has with Zuko. You still have to have that behind him because, again, he's not going to have that for 3 seasons. They're adults for a movie, and then he has it as an old man again. So, I mean, you need to tap into something Dante Bosco.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool picture.
10 years ago, we saw this. This was given to us, and so is this one.
Why did they do this? Like, what comic book? What was it for?
No, this was, hey, we're doing Avatar Studios, and this is what we're doing first, the Aang movie. Get ready.
They announced that long ago.
That was a long time ago.
From my memory, that it was something that happened because during lockdowns, it was the #1 show on streaming, and they decided to make an Avatar Studios.
They had been saying they wanted to do their own thing for a while. Remember, the creators also left the Netflix series. They were originally attached to the Netflix series, but then they left to pursue their own thing, which was Avatar Studios. They announced Avatar Studios a little bit, like, what was that, 2020, 2022, 2022, I think, 2021, one of those. And then, of course, now we are 2026, and this is still the only images we have. I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, I understand it takes time. This is not like computer animated things. This is drawn from my understanding, if they're still doing it the same way that the other stuff is done. So we'll see. I mean, I'm still excited for it. I love the Avatar. The Avatar is timeless. You can go back and watch all 3 seasons and feel the exact same emotions that I felt when I watched it the very first time. Remember when the finale came on, I was in middle school. I was on the phone with one of my best friends, and at the time, Nickelodeon had the countdown in the corner. They had been counting down all week. Nickelodeon had been counting down all week for the finale and hyping it up. And then they had the countdown that day, like T-minus 20 minutes. And I was on the phone with my best friend, like, we're 20 minutes. And we stayed on the phone the entire finale. And we were just like, oh my God. Yeah, bro. Avatar is timeless. It's one of my favorite shows. So I'm still excited for it, regardless of how long it's taken them.
Was that the first time they did a countdown? Because we had it also on YTV.
It might have been. No. Nickelodeon had other big events before this. You also had the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, where they crossed over. They counted down for that. Yeah, they had a lot of different big events on Nickelodeon that were countdown moments.
Sick. One more super. Zabu says that with his chest. Better have his money. Rate the Netflix Avatar. I say 5.5 out of 10. Aang was off. I'm more forgiving. I would go up to 8, 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Oh, the Netflix Avatar.
Yeah, the live action.
Oh, I hated that. I hated that.
Really?
I hated that. I didn't even finish it.
What?
No.
You might actually like it.
No. When I saw Katara and Sokka in the spirit world and they knew what was going on, I was like, why are they even there? How can they even see this stuff? They shouldn't even be seeing any of this. There was a lot of changes that they made that I didn't like. The only thing I liked from the live action was the opening, seeing the Fire Nation destroy.
Yep, that was new.
It really wasn't a change. We already knew the Fire Nation took out the Air Temple. The Air Nation. We just didn't see it happen. We just got to see it. And I liked what we saw.
We got to see Monk Kiatsu is his name.
Kiatsu, yeah.
Yeah, we got to see that monk. And I heard something from one of those nerds, and they said it's like bloodbending. You can take the oxygen off of someone's lungs and you can kill somebody just like that. And he knew that. That's why there were all the corpses inside of that hall, because that's the way he went out. He sacrificed himself by removing the air from the room.
Mm.
That wasn't in the show, in the TV show, live action or animated. What was good about the spirit world that you just criticized? That we got to see the owl. And we'll see her in the owl in the library next season too.
Well, I hope so. I mean, but here's the thing though. Before the Netflix show came out, they said we were going to see. I forget the spirit's name. Ko was one of them, the face stealing god.
Yeah.
Another one was the panda. I forget his name. We saw him in the first season. I'm pretty sure. So then they also said we were going to see the owl. We should be seeing these spirits. And of course, Katara and Sokka saw the owl in the library, but they shouldn't be in the spirit world. That's like the Avatar.
Spirit world comes to you.
In the animation, the Avatar is the only one. He is the bridge between the living and the dead. He's the only one that can go into the spirit world. So the fact that they're in the spirit world and pointing shit out, I was like, oh, nope, you're not fucking with my childhood. Fuck you.
Is that the same time where the creators left? They were like, nope.
Probably. They're probably like, yeah, nah. Not on board with any of this.
Yeah. They've got a challenge though to make this adult version of Aang have a event that is like serious, that we're gonna care about. Republic City, how will he interact with that place? I really want to see how they do it, and how could they make me tell somebody before you watch Korra you have to see the Avatar movie when they're adults. It's essential. The world isn't the same without it. I don't know how they'll do that. Yeah. Say what? No, you're muted. Or I'm
sorry. There are a lot of Korra fans. I just am not one of them, bro. It is just really hard for me to get. Like, I don't dislike Korra. Do I like it as in terms of it's on the timeline of the Avatar universe? Yeah, it's fine. I didn't utterly hate Korra, but it is not. And I get it's supposed to be a different time, different avatar, everything like that. It's not supposed to be the same. But I didn't like how she came out blasting in the first episode. Episode 1, 2 minutes in, I'm the Avatar. And she knows fire bending. She knows earth bending. She knows water bending. She knows air bending. And I'm like, bitch, it took us 3 long ass seasons for Aang to master this shit. And by the third season, he still really wasn't even a master of fire bending. So it's like, and he took on and then she's coming out here and she knows it all already. And I mean, we see Korra's progression. We see her grow. We see her learn and all that stuff. And that team is not Team Avatar. They're not Team Avatar. I like them, but they're not Team Avatar. So we'll see. I'm still excited for it. I'm still excited for everything the Avatar Studios is doing. We have the new series with the new earthbending Avatar. We have the Aang Gang movie, and then some of the other announcements. Remember, we're supposed to be getting a Zuko film too. That was something that was announced at that time. We're supposed to be getting a independent Zuko film. So I don't know if maybe Bosco's voicing him then. This was a long time ago, so some of these things could be off the table. But I remember they announced the Aang movie, the new series, Zuko film, and I thought Kyoshi, but I could be wrong.
They were very ambitious. They were doing what James Gunn was doing. We're gonna do a Clayface and a Sergeant Rock. Let's stick to the avatars, people.
Yeah, they were. But you know what? I don't know that I'd be against a Zuko movie outside of Aang. Zuko and Katara, in my opinion, are two of the most on that team compelling characters. That, you know, if you want to, especially when Katara goes down that darker path, when her and Zuko have that episode where she goes after the man that killed her mother. Whew, man, that's some good shit. That's some good shit.
It was all right. Yeah, it was good. The season 3. I wish we had 3 more episodes of season 3. I like that period where everyone went on an adventure with Zuko on Appa.
Yeah, season 3 was great. They really did a good job. And then when you finally, you know, it wasn't disappointing either when we finally got to Fire Lord Ozai. We finally got to Ozai and Aang fights him. It wasn't like a disappointing fight. Like, nah, it was like until Aang went in. You know, of course, he was running from Ozai because not really running. He didn't want to. He was trying to, as you all know, was trying to find a way not to kill him because Aang's a monk and he's like, you know, talking to all the other past avatars. They were like, you got to off him. Like, there's no other way to get this done. And he's like, nah. So it wasn't until he went into the avatar state where Ozai really felt the gravity of, oh, fuck, I'm fighting the avatar. But I really like the way they depicted Ozai. I like the flashbacks in season 3 of Ozai and Avatar Roku. When Roku came into his throne room and told him, you know, if we have to have this conversation again, I'm gonna kill you. Like, just Avatar is, bro, timeless. Might watch that shit today.
That's that Sue Storm. Kill him.
Yeah, that's that malice energy.
New Avatar seems like it's gonna be something. Good morning, Press to Film. Iconic says, have you guys read the comic book Avatar?
I have
seen
not.
videos. I've seen Comic Drake talk about it.
The only thing I've ever read, because I was really interested, is Zuko's mother's story after. Like, what happened to his mom after that. That's a whole book. It might not be a book, like a comic, I think. I did do that one. I did do that one.
Yeah, and I'll spoil it. She is alive. She lived somewhere else. She did have to kill the Fire Lord at the time. Not the Fire Lord, the Fire Lord. So she killed Ozai's dad and with poison, and then she left and she fled, and now she lost her memory. She even changed her face. They had to get her back. It was all right.
Yep. Ricardo was talking to me earlier. Tarian, appreciate you as well. But Ricardo, I know he had came in and said, what's up? And he also had said, hope everybody's day is going better than mine. I'm about to get my car from the shop and pay $3,000 for a rear differential alternator and fixed AC. Brother,
Yikes.
Yeah, that's way more than mine. I went to Hibdon's the other day, spent 4 hours with them for them to tell me that it was going to cost $1,600. And I'm like, yeah, probably not. I do hope you get that. Shut up! I do hope you get all that fixed and taken care of.
See, that's why you don't like Sagwa, see?
Oh, see, that's Meraxes. Meraxes doesn't shut the fuck up.
I can hear it on my earphones. There's several graphic novels or different side stories, but Zuko's mom is actually really, really a good read.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that they exist, but I don't want to see the comic book adapted into a movie either. I want something fresh. What happens first? Rey Star Wars movie with Daisy or Blade MCU movie with Ali? Oh, what happens first? Rey Star Wars.
Yeah, Rey Star Wars. All right, that's our Avatar news. Well, before I move on from the Avatar, that's what I was looking up. Avatar Studios projects, because they did have that.
Well, we saw the picture that they released at Comic-Con for the next Avatar after Korra, Seven Havens. She's got the peg leg. That's cool. So her skin was.
This was it right here.
I'll put it up at the stage.
This is the timeline.
Huh.
Okay, so these two are theatrical. This is the the Earthbender series. These two are movies. This is the Aang movie. I'm not sure which one this is. This is a movie. This is a series, and this is something else. It says today Paramount merchandising video. Oh, these are gaming. This is gaming right here. I guess collectibles.
That'd be cool. A game of like Avatar. Maybe you're Kyoshi. Nah, you know why you wouldn't be Kyoshi? You would be some like create your own avatar from back in the day. Because
Let me
everyone
see.
likes to customize their character. I have no problem with being Kyoshi or whoever was Avatar before her.
Right. No, not the timeline. Not the timeline. This is Avatar Studios website, I believe. Yeah, so like they have a whole take a bending quiz. Like you can come to their website and you can do stuff.
Oh, they got that from Harry Potter. What house are you? You know they do.
Oh yeah. And then they have where you can watch it, stream it, Avatar concepts, and all that kind of stuff. I don't see anything for a timeline
with dates on when they're expecting to release these things.
Yeah.
But we know the truth. If the first outing isn't successful, they won't continue with this.
That movie's going to be successful, I would think.
So would I. But they gotta wait. CBS, baby.
This was the original thing they released. This one, okay. This was the one that had the whole, yeah. Okay, so remember, because at this time, Avatar Studios was still involved in the Netflix deal. So they had the Netflix on there. So yes, you had book 1, which we had. Book 2, summer of 2025. Is that true? That's not true. At the time, I think that shit was true.
These were the old plans.
Yeah, these are the old plans. And they had the adult film, the new Avatar Earthbending series, the Zuko movie, then some spin-off animated series.
There was a Zuko movie.
Oh. Yes, it's supposed to be real. It was at the time, maybe not anymore. Avatar book 3, and then another animated film in October 2027, and another animated series in October 2027.
Okay, respectfully, don't tell me about something in 2027 when you're 4 years away from it. Like, please never do that. Never do that, guys. Always keep your slates in the next 3 years or less. I like that they had this vision though. The Netflix live action Avatar, which you don't like, is cool. That they're doing it is cool. It does have higher viewership because we wouldn't have gotten a season 2 if season 1 wasn't viewed well. I mean, book 1. We're in a good place. We need another franchise to pop up. Too many duds from Marvel and DC and space. Like the next major Marvel DC thing we have is Supergirl in June, and then Spider-Man comes in July, and then we gotta wait a little bit longer for a movie for Avengers. It's gonna be in December now. I actually have a problem with that. Surprisingly enough, I think that takes too long. I hope Lanterns is a hit show. I hope Peacemaker is a must-watch. You can't miss it type of Game of Thrones taking over show. I hope.
That's a big hope.
Yeah, but there's room for a new franchise. So imagine if we actually got this in 2025. If there was an Avatar book 2, if there was what do they say that this is the year where we're supposed to get the adult Aang Gang movie, that would have been cool.
That's true. Yeah, they said October 10th, 2025. We should have been getting it. So, yeah, that's all we've gotten on the Aang Gang on the Avatar stuff, though, is that Steven Yeun is voicing Zuko.
Let's move over now to Avatar. Jake Sully.
Avatar Fire and Ash. We watched the trailer for Fire and Ash yesterday. It does come out later this year. I think, what did that say? December of this year. And it looks like from what James Cameron is saying, it looks like Jake Sully is no longer going to be the peacemaker in Avatar Fire and Ash. after losing his son. He doesn't know how to go forward, and so he's going back to the world he knows, which is soldiering, to attack, to go to war. That's comforting. That's a comforting place for Jake. So instead of trying to, like we've seen him be in these last two, trying to keep the peace, trying to be the one, he was the one that tried to bring the, the tribes together in the last one, everything like that. So after losing his son, which was a very sad moment in that second one, that was sad.
What was his son's name?
I don't remember. I barely remembered his name yesterday.
That's why there's a superior avatar. Zuko, Appa, Momo. We know Fire Lord Ozai, Fire Lord Sozin. Every Fire Lord we know all these names is, and then we go to this franchise where I think I know Spider was his name, and they were called the Na'vi. That's it.
Yeah. Don't remember. But it was a sad moment. I remember the moment. Sad moment. And we are supposed to be seeing Jake take on the more of a soldiering role, where he is reverting back to, I guess, the way we first saw him in the first Avatar. And there's the name right there.
Neteyam was his name. Yeah, that was the blue dude's name. But don't pretend like you didn't open it in another tab and look for the cast.
Neteyam. And that was kind of something I was talking about yesterday, the dynamic between Zoe Saldana's Na'vi and Jake Sully. Seeing the two of them, how they are going to be going at each other, especially from that scene, like I said yesterday, where he told her, you got to let go of all this hate. And we'll see. There's a scene in there also where he was with the soldiers. It looks like they were taking him back into the real world. So it should be interesting. I'm really the trailer was beautiful. So I'm a James Cameron fan when it comes to the Avatar.
Sure. I'm a James Cameron fan when it comes to the Avatar, but also just a fan. If he was doing something else, I'd like that too. So
James
Fire and
Cameron
Ash
for Star Wars.
He'd do it.
I think he'd do a good job.
Fire and Ash will be painful for Jake Sully. He goes back to war, says Sam Worthington. And then you're going to see a picture of him on a magazine. Here he is, our Empire magazine.
Yeah, from her name starts with an O. She's from the new tribe. I saw her name yesterday. She's the one at the end of the trailer. Your goddess has no dominion here. So
hope she dies.
I like the fire people. They looked interesting. I'm
mad at these guys for selling out the planet. Oh, we were exiled, so we want all of you to die. We'll join the humans. You dummies.
We don't know what they're being presented with either. And we also don't know why they were exiled. And I don't know if they were exiled or they chose to leave.
Do they breathe fire or have any powers that are fire powers?
We saw something of them doing something with fire around their hands. They were able to hold it.
Oh, boy. If I'm Nickelodeon right now, I'm having conversations with my lawyer. Yeah.
Everybody's compared it to the Last Airbender.
I can see them making $2 billion. I have to remind you guys that we're encouraged to see this in 3D, and 3D tickets are always an extra $5 or something. Making money for this is at a different scale. So this movie will make that $1 billion and maybe $2 billion, like its predecessors have done. Yeah, Christmas release.
What did the second one make?
$2 billion and something. Lord. Yeah, they did well. If you look at, I don't even look this. That's the great thing about this. You just got to go to all time, the top lifetime grosses, and it'll be there. Avatar: The Way of Water. $2 billion.
Go back to that list.
Domestic.
Avengers, Infinity War, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Star Wars. Huh. Number one is still The Force Awakens.
It was a juggernaut.
The Force Awakens. I mean, I get it. We were told it was never coming back. So when you tell a group of, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So the movie grossed $2.3 billion. Very successful. We need our second biggest market to hit $2 billion. I think Avatar are pattering after the Tutsi tribes, the tall African tribe, more so than Native Americans. Avatar is always going to make bank. James Cameron. China would show up for this, maybe. Not a comic book movie, but this is the stuff that they like. It translates. Avatar is the only film I watched in 3D because it's the only one intentionally made for it. Makes no sense messing with it anywhere else. Repeat viewership. I know I watched it twice. I won't watch it twice now because I don't like giving Disney my money. I'll be picky with it because they support Israel, free Palestine. But I'll check it out eventually. I might pay a movie ticket to see something else and then walk into Avatar with my 3D glasses. That's how I'll do it. James Cameron to do anything he wants. He has all the biggest movies. He's like that. Nolan is also like that. And maybe Ryan Coogler got to that level after Sinners. Maybe he did.
It's funny. Let's let you bring Ryan Coogler. So since we're there, go ahead and pull up what Tyler Perry said about Ryan Coogler. That is our next thing. One of the things we were going to talk about too. Tyler Perry, who we all know is, I don't know if he's still under fire or if they settled that. Nothing else has been put out right now about the accusations that have been placed on him with, what was it, sexual harassment or sexual misconduct or whatever it was that happened between him and his the dude that was on the Oval, that he cast on the Oval with him, or whatever it is. We know Tyler Perry. He's been in our living rooms, a lot of our living rooms for years. I know in my household when I was growing up, Medea Plays is where my parents went to a play when he came here to the city. And we had like those original plays, those first few plays. People can say what they want to say about Tyler, can say, oh, Tyler makes films that are hard on Black women, or Tyler makes films that are this or that, or Tyler himself is this or that. I stand by and I applauded when he stood up at the NAACP Awards and said, however, I have employed and made more Black women millionaires than Hollywood itself has. And he has. I mean, you can say what you want to say about Tyler, and I have said some things about Tyler as well, but Tyler Perry still, I think, does great for the Black community. However, one of the things here when he's speaking, there's a difference. What we're about to listen to, well, actually, go ahead and play what he said. This is him speaking on Ryan Coogler and Sinners.
I started 26 and you're 38. People think then this Instagram life is, I'm supposed to have it tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm supposed to have it tomorrow. They want to put the time in. That's been 12 years of grinding.
Yes.
And it's been all of those years of learning and educating yourself. See, a lot of us as Black men, I couldn't call my father or my uncle and go, hey, I just made $1 million. What do I do? Nobody talked to us about taxes. We didn't have the knowledge. Right. So now, looking at a 38-year-old Black man who is getting the knowledge to be able to pass on to his kids.
Yes.
To be able to, and I see you even lecturing to people as you travel, telling them like, this is how you do it. Mm-hmm. When this deal with Ryan Coogler, everybody's talking about the Sinners deal. Oh my God, he got this amazing deal. Listen, I called that brother up, as I did a lot of them. I called him up after Black Panther and I said, listen, here is how you do it. The deal that he has, my first movie, it'll be 20 years this year from Guy Ritchie.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. I called him up and said, here is how you do that deal. Wow. And to see that they were able to pull it off, right. I applaud him, man. I'm excited for him.
That's right.
Because that's what it's about, holding on to the ownership. That's what changes it.
Yeah, but I got to say something.
Completely disagree with him. Well, that's great, fine. Keep that shit private. Why you're at a table telling all these people and now the world that you did this big favor? What do you need that pat on the back for? The example that's been going around that I completely agree with is Chadwick Boseman and Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington privately, quietly, and until Chadwick Boseman got on that NAACP stage during that award show and told us we didn't know that Denzel privately paid for him to go to school, acting school. Same, and I agree with the same principle here. Brother, do that shit in private. What the fuck are you telling us all that you helped Ryan for? What do you want? What are you wanting from Ryan? Are you wanting him to publicly thank you or this and that? As you just said, your 20th anniversary for Diary of a Mad Black Woman is coming up. You are a billionaire. We know this with a B. You don't need to be on podcasts talking about, oh, I helped. If it wasn't for me, there would be no sinners. If it wasn't for me, I helped. All this kind of stuff. That's not necessary. There's something on your. I was gonna say there's something on your.
It was a fly. That was crazy.
Yeah, like no. I'm just like I don't think that should have been something shared. And I wonder how Ryan felt about that. Like, you know, yeah, you helped me, but at the same time, like, is that not private? Is there nothing that's supposed to be kept between the two of us? Why are you telling that business out there like that? I appreciate your help, but again, help me in private. There's an old saying that if you got to tell motherfuckers you help me, let me starve. I don't need it. I don't need it. If you got to tell the world you help feed me, then let me starve.
So you would be cool if Ryan Coogler made that a public story.
Yes, because
just not Tyler Perry doing his on his own.
Exactly. You are too damn successful with a B, capital B, to be out here talking about if it wasn't for me, I helped that brother. Now again, Denzel, even at the NAACP award, stayed silent while receiving the accolades that he received from Chadwick for helping him get into acting school. Didn't say a word. Accepted the praise from Chad, stayed silent. He might have thanked Chad privately. But success, when you are that successful, when you're on that Denzel Washington level of success, I don't need your praise publicly. I don't need you to thank you for doing that. But Denzel didn't need that. That's why he didn't give it to Chad publicly, because I don't need that.
There's another
Tyler obviously needs it.
There's another twist to this. What if Ryan Coogler was perfectly well equipped to navigate these waters without the help from the phone call of Tyler Perry? Maybe Tyler was telling him things he already knew about. Maybe also. I do need to see Ryan Coogler confirm it to know just how much Tyler Perry helped. But if Tyler Perry wants it to be public, because watching that interview answer, he was already talking about something, and then introduced Ryan Coogler's name. He wasn't asked about it. Watching that interview answer, I know what his goal is. His goal is to try to make himself look like a benefit to the community. And sometimes that's not bad. That aspect of it, letting people know that I'm not just here acquiring, getting richer and richer. I'm actually making the industry better. And that knowing that is useful information. You're just saying, then fine, Ryan Coogler should be saying it. Ryan Coogler should be telling everyone about it. You got a point there.
I mean, I could agree with you if in the same interview he didn't talk about taking his aunt asking him for $1 million and he had to fire her and things like that. But it's just like you said that at the NAACP awards because people were on your neck then. Because you made the movie, what is it, with Taraji P. Henson, where she's screaming on the cover? Look, I haven't seen the film. I haven't seen a Tyler Perry movie in quite some time. So I don't know. But I know that everybody was on his neck because I guess what the whole movie, the sister's getting beat left and right with trials, tribulations, and all types of stuff. I saw people saying nobody's life is that. Again, I haven't seen the movie, but because people were on his head on that movie, it was then at the NAACP awards that he gave the speech he gave and said, I have employed made more black women, or I don't know if he said black women or black people, actors or actresses, millionaires than Hollywood. You said it then. So why are we now still on this crusade with Kurt Franklin talking about, oh, well, let me tell you what I did for Ryan Coogler and Sinners. Oh, and then my aunt asked me for $1 million. I had to turn her down.
Yeah. And then when Monique gets on another podcast, he'll need to do it some more and some more.
Thank you for bringing up Monique. But then had the nerve, him and Lee Daniels had the nerve. Now, I understand that stuff between her and Lee Daniels has been squashed. I don't think it's been squashed between her and Tyler, but had the nerve to, when Monique was doing all her talking to get out there and say, why can't we have these private conversations? Why do we have to go on podcasts and talk about this? This is something we need to be talking about privately. Nigga. He's
got
funny.
him. You got him. I can't defend this. I can't. The only thing I like,
Monique.
I like that knowing that the really rich billionaire status are actually contributing. I like knowing that, like hearing that. But how you tell me about it makes me think about why you're even doing the nice things that you're touting. That you like, are you just Ryan Coogler after Black Panther? Doc, he was made after Black Panther. That was like his third movie. He was already in Hollywood by that point in time. Talk to me about the guy you scouted. Talk to me about what Denzel did, finding Chadwick Boseman, not even finding him, like getting it from Claire Huxtable, Felicia Rashad, saying, "Hey, you need to sponsor some students. They're about to go get some training," and he just does that. Tell me about the times you've done that, Tyler Perry. Not just the guys who are already made. Hey, maybe I can attach my name and to this Ryan Coogler guy who's like he's next type thing. Yeah, Tyler is still getting thumbs down here over on this channel. I don't.
Now again, I as I always say, I give flowers and credit where it's due, no matter if I dislike you or not. I don't dislike Tyler. I think Tyler's great. His movies, I mean, some of the stuff, some of it as it's gotten crazy, but Diary of Black Woman is still, in my opinion, it's my favorite movie by him. That it's a great movie, great acting, great film. That I agree with what Zen said too. Was it Zen that said it? Yeah, I think it was Zen. The plays, that's where he really shined. When he went, I think he just, and I only know this because I have Netflix. I think something just got dropped on Netflix. I have not seen it. And also, I thought Tyler said he was retiring Medea. Didn't he say that and then he realized, oh shit, I can't retire Medea. That pays my bills. Like when he said that, I was like, what do you mean retiring Medea? Gonna just do because he was like, he wanted to do, that was around the time he was wanting to do more stuff like Alex Cross. Brother, that you don't ever need to do stuff like Alex Cross again. You need to keep those wigs on and stay Medea because that's paying your bills. Them white folks love Medea. I'm talking, they will come up to you, especially here, come up to you like when I was in school, friends used to quote Medea, like, ha, 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 like we love Medea, like they love Medea. That's the audience right there. He done lost somewhat of that black audience because it's like, nobody's black life is like that.
Straw was crazy.
That's the name of it, Straw. With Taraji, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the name of it. I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it.
Movies has too much black trauma for me. White people are the demographic for Medea.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Maybe it's just Oklahoma, but I thought somebody else said it too. They love them some Medea. I'm telling you. He may have started in our living rooms, but when them white folks got wind of him, they was like, wow, this Medea is great. They love Medea.
Mm-hmm.
What is next on our list today?
Jon Favreau says that they filmed The Mandalorian and Grogu with IMAX.
Ooh. You know, when these filmmakers say that now, it's not like I just watched the movie in IMAX. Okay. I'm going to go see another movie in IMAX. Okay. So you shot it in IMAX. So that means the picture that I'm seeing is not going to be the pictures that have been shared if you didn't see Galactus in IMAX, where it's half him, that's, full him. So yeah, it'll be the full screen. Great, John. Great.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it too. IMAX is cool. It is a much better experience, but so what? The movie, is it good? Is it bad? Space scenes were designed to look great on IMAX screens. Taller sets were built for the theatrical experience. A full-scale walker was constructed for the film. VR was used on set to
A
preview IMAX.
full-scale walker, as in like we're talking when he says full scale,
Was constructed.
like the movie sized walkers. That's cool. That's cool. Because they didn't even do that back in the George days. Those were all miniatures. So that's pretty cool.
And it'll look great on IMAX.
Yeah. Now the Mando Grogu movie, from my understanding, is basically fourth season of the Mandalorian season, or the Mandalorian. I believe it is the finale. I think this is it. We know that Stinky Rada, the Hutt, Jabba's son, is supposed to not have a cameo. He has a I think he's one of the main characters. He has a very sizable role. The bear actor is playing or voicing him. We know that the villain was supposed to be Imbo, is one of the bounty hunters that we were introduced to in Clone Wars. He has the wolf, and he also has the sphere-shaped hat that he will toss sometimes. He's supposed to be one of the villains. I don't think he's the main villain. I think that was a misdirect when that first came out, but there was another villain or something. I don't know if this is all tying into Dave's version of whatever he's trying to do with Ahsoka and everybody. But the Mando Grogu movie is next. The things that I have said about it is I was excited for it. We saw the footage that came out at Star Wars Celebration. They still have not shared anything like that publicly, but it did leak. The hallway scene was dope. The action scenes look really dope. I mean, it looked like Star Wars. It looked like Mandalorian Grogu. I mean, the Mandalorian Grogu is dope, minus that season 3. It is dope. My only problem is, as I've said, we were introduced to Grogu in 2018, and it really was a big reinvigoration for Star Wars, and it launched Disney Plus. It's why I got Disney Plus. Mandalorian Grogu season 1 was great. That's 2018. Here we are, 2026. This comes out
in May.
He hasn't said a word. Now, the reason this is troublesome to me is because Jon Favreau is leaving after this. He is no longer doing anything with Star Wars, from my understanding.
It was a good 6 years.
Yeah, from what we have been told, is because it is spats between him and current president Kathleen Kennedy, and what he had planned for Grogu and Mando, and what she ultimately did with Grogu and Mando. He did not want, at the end of season, at the end of season 2, when Luke came in and iconically shut the internet down.
Yeah.
He took Grogu and was supposed to take Grogu off and train Grogu. We honestly weren't supposed to see Grogu again until Grogu was, I think, a little bit older and had learned the Force and speaking and an apprentice of Luke and everything like that. Well, you had the big decision that he made, and he decided, that was in season 3. Anyway, took him, all that kind of stuff. Kathleen Kennedy came in. John had the plan that he had for it. She said, you know what? I think we're going to give Grogu back to Mando.
And we are going to do it in another show where I do have creative control.
Yeah. No, remember, it was, that's damn right. That is damn right. I'm so sorry on that. Yes. The Book of Boba Fett is where that happened. The reason I forget that happened in the Book of Boba Fett is because Boba Fett's not even in that fucking episode. It's his show, and he's not in 2 whole episodes of his show. So that just speaks to the Book of Boba Fett and how shit that was. But he's back with Mando now. He saw him in season 3 with Mando. He was in that when the leaks came out and said, Grogu's going to be in like some type of Iron Man suit. I was like, these leaks are fake. Well, they were real. He was in some type of Iron Man suit, in walking suit in season 3. And again, he still hasn't said a word. So if he's cooing and goo-gooing and gagaing here, and he can't do shit, and Mando's still carrying him around, and all he wants to do is play with that little ball in the spaceship, I think I've had my fill of Mando and Grogu at that point then. And again, massive Star Wars fan here. I can't do this anymore.
For voice acting for Grogu, who do you get?
I don't know.
Okay, do you get a name? Do you get a medium name, or do you get a nobody?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it has to be a big name.
Totally right. It would help though. It would help to get a big name, but you don't need it. It's Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. If he's doing Star Wars shit,
yeah.
You know, it's like I said with Andor. I didn't watch Andor, and I know it is acclaimed. A lot of people do like it.
Michael said Tyler Perry.
But, but I even with Andor, when there were things in Andor that I saw online that I liked, I was like, when Star Wars is like, nothing stops it. When they stay true to what Star Wars is and actually give fans what they want to see, nothing stops Star Wars. So it's like, you know, you don't have to have that big name. You could have a name for him as long as he's doing shit. It was fascinating enough in season 1, you know, when Mando reaches for the crib and you see that little hand reach back. That was fascinating. We were all, you know, we never, outside of Yaddle, which is only on screen in season 1 for a split second, unless you watch Tales of the Jedi, where she's actually more fleshed out, or have read the comics, but that stuff is not canon any longer. Yoda's the only of his species we've ever seen, and we don't even know, because George has kept that a secret, unless George never made it up. I don't know what species Yoda is.
At Comic-Con, he was asked about it. He was like, yeah, it's finally time for me to tell you. And he gave the species. I forgot the name. Let me find it.
Oh, did he? I didn't see it.
I'm 100% joking. He didn't say
that. I was about to say
secret, bro.
I was about to say, I'm shocked I didn't see that, and that didn't go everywhere. But yeah, we don't even know. So Yoda's the only of his kind we've ever really seen. So when we got to see another one, it was like, oh shit. So, but it's like, okay, but that oh shit wonder and mystery was in 2018. It is 2025 with 5 months left. So he better be doing some shit.
Andor was everything. Andor's amazing. I'm happy you liked it. Chillmonger did not watch. I thought it was cute seeing Ahmed Best save Grogu.
I liked that.
Good.
It was
nod.
respect to Ahmed Best for sure.
I kind of hope his character dies. Was he de-aged?
That was during Order 66. He should be dead. I mean, not that every Jedi died, but just from... Oh, he flew off with Grogu, didn't he?
We didn't see his death scene. So the question is, if he was de-aged in that scene, it's so he can appear older when they use him in the future. But if they kept him looking the same age he is, then they had no plans to use him in the future. Yep.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into Andor, says Professor Film Fan. Sure.
No. I gave it that first episode, and again, I will give praise where it's due. That Mothma speech. Again, because it's poetry, and that's what George has always meant for Star Wars to be. If you watch that scene and then you go straight into that Rebels episode, it is poetry. It rhymes. The only thing in Andor we don't see is her getting on the ghost ship, because, you know, obviously we're not going to cast Hera and cast everybody else and have her get on. That would have been cool if they didn't show Hera and them and just showed her getting on the ghost. That'd have been like, ah. But the fact that her speech leads right into the ghost crew helping her escape from the Empire after, you know, shaming Palpatine, kind of something we're seeing in real time today. Colbert, anyway. So shaming Palpatine and them going after her. You see that, and it's the poetry. It rhymes. It's beautiful. I love that shit. I love it. So Andor they did a very good job there with the connections to other stuff. I mean, it all connects to other stuff. I mean, it's literally a show that's happens before one of their greatest films since Disney's owned the IP. So we all know what happens to these characters.
It should.
Yeah, they all die.
Let's keep it Disney. Avengers. We've got some news coming out of them. Culture Crave with the tweet, and you can read it there. Kevin Feige says some characters in Doomsday will go to the Baxter building from Fantastic Four. It had 4 or 5 people in it at the most in the Fantastic Four movie. It's got a heck of a lot more people in it in Doomsday. It's a thrill to see that interaction. Sounds good to me. Yes, Kevin. That's how you advertise a movie. You're like, you only saw 4 of them. This one is going to have more superheroes. Sign me up, bro.
I must gloat. This is why I told you when you kept speaking on the Fantastic Four universe and saying it's unimportant and this and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I know you don't read leaks, so you don't know. The Baxter building in that universe are far more important than you think it is. So this whole like, oh, it's inconsequential. That universe doesn't matter. Oh, Galactus is coming to eat the planet. I don't care because that's not our planet. That's not our world. It's not our heroes. Put some respect on 828. Put
It's
some
funny 'cause
respect.
you mean it.
I do mean it. Put some respect on 828.
Well, let's see how this turns out. According to your leaks, I should. Fine. Fine. All right, Darius. You're Darius, right? I can't.
It's not my leaks.
I know you to be someone of credible, of a reliable source of info.
I just read them. They're not given to me. These are just things that are out there from actual scoopers. I'm not a scooper. From actual scoopers. I'm just reading them. I was shocked that he actually said this because I thought this was going to be something kept because Alex over the Cosmic Circus talked about this a long time ago. And now Feige's publicly talking about it. So yeah, the 828 universe is a lot more intertwined to this whole thing and a lot more integral and important to this whole thing than what we originally thought. The whole idea of what they're doing is really, I watched the video last night that was posted a day ago. Never seen the channel, but it was on my and I actually wanted to share it with everybody. It was on my home screen last night, so I watched it. And it was the whole of how they're going to do Doom based off of all the leaks that have been given. And I've been following the leaks too. And one of the questions I said yesterday was, how the fuck do they introduce Doom and make it like, because we just did Fantastic Four. He's in the post-credit scene. You don't see his face or anything, but he's there. We know Latveria was shown in the Fantastic Four during the meeting of the world leaders and things like that. The 2 empty seats, I mentioned that yesterday as well. And the theater, actually, when that happened, I was sitting next to Cody, who used to be one of my co-hosts. And whenever Latveria popped up, I literally did the Leonardo. I was like, oh, he is in this universe. So, some of the things that have been put out there by Alex, by my time, not so much Daniel. Daniel's not really been on this, but more from Alex in my time has been something like, Doom is not really. Let me do it this way. I'm going to send this link here.
It'll be
because this was explained really, really well. And there are several different theories out there when it comes to what's going on with Doom and things like that. But I like this one the most that I've seen out of all of them. Also, Josh over at Den of Nerds, his theory is, which I hate, and I absolutely hate this. I've always hated this one, and that is that Doom is adopted, or Tony Stark was adopted. He was originally Victor Von Doom. The Starks were pregnant with a child. It miscarried. They adopted Doom, named him Tony Stark, and in this reality, he grew up to be Iron Man. And the Doom from the reality that we are looking at from 828 has traveled the multiverse, has peered into 616 and seen that this universe's version of him turned out to be a hero and this and this and that when he couldn't protect his universe and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. I don't like that one personally. I am more subscribed to this one, especially when you start to tie in Spider-Man. Because I was asking, with Spider-Man being the next film, and it having Savage Hulk in it and Punisher, where does Doom fit in that? Well, he fits in a post-credit scene, and that's really all you need. And after this is explained, I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I sent it to you. You might be on to something. You might be on to something. In that spider, I send the private chat. In that that private, or not the private, that post-credit scene, if that's the way they go for Spider-Man.
Important financial.
Because one of the things that we've all known, again, due to theories and leaks out there, is that he is going to present him. This was one of the first things that was out there, leaks that was out there. And this was from my time, that he was going to present himself as Tony Stark to the Avengers and everyone else, because it's a familiar face. So one of the things that Robert Downey Jr. shared over the weekend was comic books that he's been reading involving Doom and the Avengers. And in those comic books that he's reading, each of those comics is a deal where Doom has either transferred his consciousness to another body, and that's what they're thinking is going to happen. One of the things that he uses in this video as an example is the missing chair from 838's Illuminati. And we know that Iron Man exists in that universe. The Ultron bots are there. Iron Man is the only one not there. That was a wide and heavily talked about topic during Multiverse of Madness.
I remember.
So they're theorizing in this video that the consciousness of the Iron Man that he has gone into is the 838's consciousness. And the reason being is because that is a perfect Tony Stark. He got it right. He put a suit of armor around the world and protected it. He did what the Tony Stark in our universe failed to do. Anyway, he goes on in it, just press play, and then it's really interesting.
Dr. Doom.
What?
And I'm about to 100% convince you.
Just listen to me.
From the leaks to the logic, everything points to this being a massive misdirection. Let's break it down. So here's the deal. Months ago, insiders said Doom would look like Tony Stark in Avengers Doomsday. But unlike Deadpool and Wolverine, where Johnny looked like Steve for laughs,
Say what?
Avengers!
Sorry, what now?
This wasn't just a
Movie's
random
still
multiverse glitch. They said there's a reason Doom has Tony's face. That alone tells you this is part of the story. Marvel doesn't drop visual twists like that without payoff. This isn't an Easter egg, it's a clue. And if Doom looks like Stark, it's not just to shock us, it means something. And I think I know why. As soon as I heard Doom is played by RDJ, my mind jumped to Demon in an Armor, a lesser known comic arc with a wild twist. Now, the cover shows Doom in Iron Man's armor, which looks insane. But the real story? Doom literally steals Tony Stark's body, takes over his mind, pretends to be him. It's not just cosmetic, Doom becomes Tony. So if Marvel is borrowing from this, that Tony Stark looking Doom isn't RDJ playing Doom, it's Doom wearing Stark, metaphorically or literally. In Fantastic Four, Sue Storm pleads with the UN for global unity, but there's one chilling detail. Latveria's seat is empty. That's Doom's seat. And while the entire multiverse is on the edge of collapse, he doesn't even show up. Now hold up, why would the leader of a major nation not care about saving his own world? I know why, and I'll get back to it later in the video. The other day, Robert Downey Jr. himself posted a panel from yet another Dr. Doom comic, and no, it wasn't random. This time, it was West Coast Avengers issue number 35. In that issue, a 9-year-old boy named Christophe Renard, brainwashed into thinking he's the real Doom, takes the entire team hostage. And yes, it's another story where Doom steals a body. That makes 2 times RDJ has publicly shared obscure Doom comics centered on possession and identity theft. Coincidence? No shot.
Yeah, I don't think it is a coincidence. I like what this guy's on to. What's his name? Dirty Nerd Drop?
Yeah, I don't know who he is. It popped up on my channel last night, or my home feed last night. And this, when I saw this video, I was like, oh, I'm in love with this. I am in love with this. And I hope this is what they're doing. It makes sense to what they're doing with all the leaks as well lining up. This has to be it.
Now factor this in. Multiple reports have said Doom isn't even scarred in this version. He's pretending to be, using his face, Tony Stark's face, as a psychological weapon. A ploy to gain trust, to manipulate, to build an image. And remember what the Russo brothers said? That only RDJ could play this version of Dr. Doom? Put that all together and it stops feeling like a theory and starts sounding like the plan all along. Because if Doom is borrowing Tony's face to become a god in the multiverse, who else could sell that performance better than the man who built the MCU? Now, here's where things get wild. Right after it was announced that RDJ was returning, the Russo brothers admitted something huge. When they pitched Dr. Doom to him, Robert didn't even know who Doom was. He wasn't sold at first, but when they walked him through the idea, not just Doom, but this Doom tied into the multiverse saga, suddenly it all clicked. That's when RDJ said, "Oh, this actually makes sense now. A Doom using Tony Stark's face in a multiverse where identity and legacy are twisted beyond recognition." Now, circling back to the question, why would Doom, the leader of Latveria, not show up to help save his own world from Galactus? To answer that, we have to rewind to Fantastic Four First Steps. Remember the egg experiment? Reed created a device that could transfer something instantly across space, a prototype they later used to stop Galactus. But here's the thing. We never learn who Reed and Sue were friends with before they became the Fantastic Four, and that's not an accident. In the comics, Victor Von Doom was already close to Reed and Sue before everything went wrong. They were equals until Doom took a darker path, a path that started the moment he lost his mother and tried to fight literal hell to save her. Magic failed, tech failed, and that obsession broke him. He became the ruthless ruler of Latveria, but over time, something worse happened. He died. But before he did, he escaped death the only way he knew how, by transferring his consciousness, not just to anyone, to a Tony Stark variant from Earth 838. Why that, Tony? Because that version succeeded where 616 failed, his Ultron bots actually worked. A perfect...
It's a great theory.
No, sorry, I don't have my car.
Yes, it is.
It is a great theory. Again, it's not like new because this has been out there for a while in terms of theories, but the way that he has crafted it all together in this video, adding in with the leaks and the set photos and things that we've seen, and then you take it back to 838. We weren't just shown 838 for maybe at the time it was for different reasons, but when you start to look at all the changes being made to this story, and then you go back and you're backtracking. If I'm Marvel Studios backtracking, looking at 838, okay, well, how do we add 838 in this? Well, there is a Tony Stark in that universe.
Yeah.
We know that there is a perfect Tony Stark in that universe where he got everything right. So if you have that identity crisis where Doom is transferring his consciousness into a Tony Stark variant, and then you introduce yourself to the Avengers who lost their guy. He's not introducing himself as the Tony that fell. He's introducing himself as a Tony that's from a different universe, but I need your help. Of course they're going to help him. And then the thing that he touches on in this is when in Spider-Man Brand New Day, you're going to have everything that you have in Brand New Day with it being that grounded level Spider-Man film that they finally got. But at the end of it, it's still going to tie into Doomsday because who is Tony's number one guy in all of Marvel Studios in the MCU? It's Spider-Man. So if he does show up as Tony and from a different universe, 838 Tony or whatever, and introduce himself to Peter, that catapults you straight into Doomsday. And again, you really don't need, like I was saying at first, you needed like all these Thanos level moments at the end of all these films for Doom to make sense. I really don't think you do any longer. I really don't think you do. With the way that he's explaining this, and if you have him show up at the end of Brand New Day and show himself appear to Peter as Tony, and Tony or Peter still dealing with the loss of forever dealing with the loss of his mentor, to see my mentor back, and like that was the whole thing from the beginning. Remember when they said I think it was My Time said at the top of last year that one of the main characters, this was when Brand New Day was going to happen in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, Spider-Man was going to be one of the main characters of Doomsday and going to be one of the leaders of the Avengers teams because the conflict between him and Doom, because obviously the relationship they've had in the Infinity Saga. So it's interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. A lot. I still don't know about him staying as Doom past Secret Wars, but I like it.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, having a lot of fun with that. You can finish what he was saying, though.
Oh, stop playing.
Actually worked. A perfect body, a powerful legacy, and a face the Avengers would trust. Doom didn't show up to that UN council meeting because he's already gone. Only the mask and the man he stole remains. Now let's connect the dots. When Robert Downey Jr. was first announced to return and rumors started swirling that he'd play Dr. Doom, he posted something that didn't get nearly enough attention. It was just a simple story. New mask, same task. At first glance, it sounds like a fun meta reference.
Yeah.
A nod to Iron Man, a wink to the fans. But now, it hits way harder. Because if Doom is inside a Tony Stark variant's body, that line is literally the entire plot in 5 words. New mask, Dr. Doom, same task. Save the world by any means necessary. Think about it. Marvel's not paying hundreds of millions for Robert Downey Jr. to hide behind a helmet. They're building up to a moment. Now, let's answer the big question. Why is Doom after Franklin Richards? It's not just about kidnapping, it's about cosmic power. Franklin Richards isn't just any child in the comics. He's a reality-warping Omega-level mutant who once created entire universes on a whim. And in the MCU, they're clearly teasing his potential. So, here's what Doom is doing. He plans to manipulate Franklin, maybe even pose as a protector, but ultimately, Doom wants to steal his power cosmic, the same energy Galactus once wielded. Once Doom has Franklin's power, he uses it to resurrect Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, who is rumored to have lost her memory.
Wanda is not dead. I will die on this hill until Marvel shows me Wanda is not dead. She did not die on Wondergore. Kevin Feige even said she's not dead. She's not dead. There's no resurrecting Wanda. And I bet you that's going to be revealed in Vision Quest. I take you to what the director or showrunner for Vision Quest said. They were told the big swings you want to take them. And he said, okay, we can take the one. And they were saying the big swings you want to take them. There's a reason that we're getting Vision and we're getting Speed in this. They're bringing the Maximoff family back together. And if you remember the leaked concept art, the Young Avengers, you have Speed and Wiccan, AI version, because they didn't have the actor cast as Speed then, there in that parlor with Wong and Peter. And some people might say, well, that's not real art for the film. I disagree. We've seen other things that kind of lead up to or line up with some of that art, i.e. Damson Idris, BP, the stuff that's kind of going on with Doom and Secret Wars, or that throne room rather, where he is God Emperor Doom and things like that. Hearing that one of the films in between may be Doctor Strange's film, and we've seen the concept art of him in there in the throne room with Doom and stuff. So leading up to all of that, all the stuff lines up. So I'm thinking so. She's not dead.
Her memory.
She's not fucking dead.
Well, I actually would be okay with her being dead if the next time we do see her, it's she gets resurrected by Franklin Richards. At least it explains why she's away during all these movies and all the big world-ending events, you know?
Yes, and what Lawrence just said. Thank you, because there's so much. Doing what we do, I forget. There's so much stuff you have to keep up with when it comes to leaks, when it comes to what this person said, what that person said. The writer, and I forget his name, the writer of that comic that came out at the beginning of this year, middle of this year. I don't remember when it was exactly. We're in the middle of this year now. Came out at the beginning of this year, I believe. It was the comic. Let me pull that shit up. The comic that had Wanda trapped in the TVA. And what did Kevin Feige say? He said that the comics were going to start to reflect the MCU. And then the writer of that comic said the artist of that comic said on his Instagram that yes, this is Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda Maximoff, blah blah blah. Got a call from Marvel to where he edited it and said, no, this is not Elizabeth Olsen's. It definitely is. So she's not dead. Why the TVA has her in a stasis, if that's actually true, I don't know. But she's not dead.
Got that call from Big Kevin Feige.
Yes, I forgot about that. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thanks, Lawrence.
She's not just a pawn. She's essential to helping Doom stabilize Battleworld's reality with chaos magic, the same way she reshaped reality in WandaVision. If you really want to understand Doom's plan, you need to go back to Fantastic Four Annual number 20, way back in 1987. In that comic, Doom kidnaps Franklin Richards with one goal in mind: to use Franklin's power to bring his mother back to life. Sound familiar? Now fast forward to the MCU. Doom might causes an multiverse incursion war because he can't get what he wants by just kidnapping Franklin. Just like Tony Stark, Doom is driven by obsession and guilt. When the universe doesn't give him what he wants, he breaks it. Now, let's talk about how Doom turns the X-Men against the Avengers. This is where Doom becomes a true manipulator. According to the leaks, Doom invades the X-Men universe and tells them a dangerous lie. Earth 616 is trying to destroy you. They sent Monica Rambeau here to trigger an incursion on purpose. The X-Men believe Doom. Why wouldn't they? Their universe is literally starting to fall apart, and a mysterious woman from another Earth just showed up before it started. That's why we're seeing leaks of a full-blown fight at the X-Mansion. Even Nightcrawler actor Alan Cumming confirmed he filmed a scene fighting Reed Richards. It'll be chaotic and confusing.
You're hitting Pedro Pascal against the head or something.
The biggest leak that we've had comes from our hosts.
Yo, this dude is thorough because I do remember the Alan Cumming, quotes, and this was just recently. This interview happened last week.
No, he's doing his just due for sure. And it's all there. Like, this is all stuff that has it's a timeline of everything. Alan also said during that, because he was hosting for Kimmel, that he got in trouble. He got a call from the producer and, blah, blah, blah. In that particular quote, he did say that he said he asked the director, okay, so what's going on in this scene? Because he's not filming with Pedro. He's not filming with the other. He's like, oh, in this scene, you're hitting Pedro Pascal in the head. Mm-hmm. So, and we do know from other leaks that in that ship, when the Fantastic Four are coming in and you see the Thunderbolts watching that ship come in, we've heard that Doom is also on that ship with them because obviously he's convincing them, hey, I need your help. We know that Sue, he already knows them from just obviously comics and then previous history. We know that he went to college with them or went to college with Reed. They were roommates, all this kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. We also know that was shown in Fantastic Four that Sue is sympathetic and like she is in comics sympathetic to the Fantastic Four villains. I'm not saying that she's like obviously she's not friends with them like that, but she has a better relationship with them than Reed does and the Thing does and Human Torch. That's why we saw the interaction with the Mole Man that she had. So seemingly when she sets her hand, her power on her hand, when she sees Doom with Franklin, she may back off a little bit because they already know Doom. They should already know Victor. So if they already know him and he pleads with them, hey, I need your help, blah, 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 blah. We need to get into this universe. They come into this universe. We see them come in, blah, blah, blah. That explains why the Avengers are already with the X-Men when they go over there. And then you hear Alan Cummings saying, oh, you're hitting Reed Richards in the head. Of course he's hitting Reed Richards because the X-Men are fighting the Avengers who are with the Fantastic Four. It all lines up, bro. It all lines up.
Professor the Film Fan asks, maybe this is how you bring T'Challa from a different universe. There are some complexities with that character, and we won't be able to fulfill that. Sorry.
X-One's 6 heroes are actually there to rescue Monica and stop Doom. But Doom planned this. He wants them to waste time. He wants them to fight each other, because every second they're distracted, he gets closer to Loki, closer to the Void, closer to reshaping reality. While Doom is busy deceiving the X-Men, he's also manipulating the Avengers, using the ultimate disguise, Tony Stark's face. It's not that he says he's Iron Man, it's that he looks like Tony, he talks like Tony. And some of these heroes are desperate to believe it's really him. He manipulates them. He feeds them just enough information to make them confused, to delay their plans, to make them hesitate. Because while they're second-guessing everything, he's still moving closer to the Citadel at the end of time. Now, here's the part nobody's talking about. We are definitely getting a post-credits scene in Spider-Man Brand New Day that teases this. Because Spider-Man 4 takes place right before Avengers Doomsday. And with John Bernthal's Punisher confirmed, street-level heroes are about to get a front-row seat to the multiversal collapse. And who better to tease the next god-tier threat than Doom himself showing up in the shadows? So don't be surprised if the final scene of Brand New Day reveals Tony Stark's face, but it's not Tony. And if you're still not convinced something's off, just listen to the music. In the Fantastic Four post-credits scene where Doom stands maskless, Franklin touching his face, the score that plays is titled Doom? Yes, with a question mark. Not Dr. Doom, not Victor, not even Latveria. And the composer? Alan Silvestri, the same mastermind behind the Avengers theme and Endgame's most iconic moments.
The title of the song is Doom, yes, question mark.
Yeah, that's what he says. I like it. I like it. Like I said, and the more when I listened to it last night and I was thinking about all the leaks and things that have dropped, especially the one with Alan Cummings, and it just lines the fuck up. Like it all, like the ship coming in Thunderbolts, us here, or the leaks saying that it's not just the Fantastic Four on that ship, Doom is with them. And I remember when the leaks first dropped, people were like, no, why would Doom be with the F4? Da, 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 da. It makes sense. He's with them. He's convinced them, hey, we gotta go, blah blah blah. And then Monica's in that universe. We already know that they are suspicious of her being in that universe, because when in that scene when they're talking, when Binary and Beast are talking to her, Beast says, I'll go update Charles. He was wanting some updates or blah blah blah. She goes, I'll stay here with her, and then she takes off that blanket and she goes, now, what are you really doing? Or what she say? What are you doing in our universe? Or why are you here? Or something like that, whatever she says. So they're already suspicious of her. Being the mind that Beast is, once they realize that the universe is collapsing and they're told, hey, it's collapsing because they sent her here to make your universe. Of course, the X-Men are going to be like, to me, my X-Men. And they're going to go after the fucking Avengers. So that's that fight. That's the set leaks we've seen of the X-Mansion being torn apart. As I said it yesterday.
Yeah.
Say what you want. I know we all have our gripes with Marvel, but when they drop that Avengers trailer at the end of this year, no one's gonna be talking about, well, Doom didn't show up in enough post-credit scenes. I'm guilty of that. I'm the one that's been saying, I don't think it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
They named the movie Doomsday. He's the guy who's behind all of the X-Men fighting the Fantastic Four, fighting Avengers. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds like it's a good plan. But the key word is plan. When have they ever planned? But again, this was Stephen McFeely on his day off. He was not even working for the company going, this is the idea. So it's kind of,
I mean, no, you're right. Rebecca Romaine just said the other day she was asked if she was done filming for Avengers Doomsday as a mistake. She said, I don't know. We haven't finished the script, so we'll see. That's the second person. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine quite a few. The X-Men are in it quite a bit. This is also supposed to be, which we've known for years, a nod to them. So I would imagine it's not just a cameo by these X-Men. You didn't get Ian McKellen and the rest of them back to be like, oh, here they are. Now they're gone. It's like, no, Kevin Feige said at the beginning, this is a farewell to them, the proper send-off that they never got. So I'm expecting I said this when they cast him back. I want some badass new 2026 technology in McKellen Magneto scenes. I need you to put some better respect on Charles than what you did in Multiverse of Madness. If Charles enters your mind and it's a fight in the mind, even with Wanda, it wouldn't have been no cracking his neck. Like in the cartoons or in comics, when Charles has entered someone's mind, it's unfathomable what he can do. He can walk. He can, there's a comic actually where he's in Jean's, or not a comic, in the cartoon where he's in Jean's mind and he creates like this gigantic transformer that he's inside of fighting Jean, because I'm in your fucking mind. I can do whatever I want to do. So it's like shit like that. Stay comic booky. Go crazy with it. I don't want to see him in a wheelchair fighting Wanda, getting his neck cracked. Put some respect on the X-Men in this. Like, if you're going to do a farewell, send them off right. Make that battle spectacle. It's got to be big.
The budget for this movie is going to be insanely high because they know they'll get their money back with it being the Avengers. We are going to get exactly what you want. The CGI fest, Beast, Nightcrawler teleporting in and out, the changing shapeshifting for Mystique. All of it is possible. Wanda would have been in a crazy house. Yup. A lot of X-Men go die. More than meets the eye. Is that a joke because you said Transformers? I think that's a Transformers, robots in disguise. Predict for how long the movie will be. They've already told us the first one will be 2.5. The second one will be 3 hours. Member berries, smoothies for everyone. Yeah, but I want to say goodbye to the X-Men. Marvel will be back, so back, baby. Like I said before, it only takes a couple good movies to get the train rolling again. Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. Now people are hyped again. Yeah. Okay.
It's that trailer. It's the trailer.
Why did you say the year? The movie's not coming until December 26th.
Yeah, but I think that they're going to drop something. At least. Again, I'm only going off of, and I trust some of the things that the leakers say. I do trust because, again, I sat in the Superman film where the plot was given to me months before, and it was scene for scene. Same with Fantastic Four. I sat in Fantastic Four and knew what was going on based off of what leakers put out there. And I can go on with other films. So I trust some of the things that these leakers say. According to the leaks, they're crafting together some type of trailer or teaser to give at the end of this year, before they give like a first official trailer, probably in 2026. And then you get your others and then the film.
Bro, this is nuts. Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer from the Star Wars channel. November in 2014. This movie didn't come out until December of 2018. So this is 13 months in advance.
2018? No. Force Awakens came out 2015.
Okay, so the Force Awakens trailer says here was the 2014. See?
Yeah, Force Awakens trailer came out in 2014. Yeah, but did you wait? What'd you say? You said it came out in 2018.
No. December the 18th of 2015.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's when it came out.
Which is 13 months in advance. So what I just told you right now, it'll be too soon. Not true. There's precedence here for the #1 highest grossing domestic film ever, Star Wars Force Awakens. They can give you the teaser trailer 13 months in advance.
Yep. And people are going to go nuts. Again, I know nobody really, when I was explaining it on the Pantheon, when me and Marcus have our debates about Doomsday and the excitement and what it's going to do, people went nuts when all the camera did was pan down a list of names on the back of chairs, got to Robert Downey Jr., he turns around and says, and people went crazy. Crazy. So imagine when they drop a trailer, if he says anything, it's just going to be a teaser. But if there's dialogue over that teaser and it's Tony or it's RDJ rather, and you hear like certain words and things, and there's certain images, brother, I'm telling you right now, that theory alone, after I saw it last night, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, that's exciting. That's exciting. So the whole, like, can he pull off Doom? It's not even so much of him being able to pull off Victor Von Doom. This is not, this is kind of like what the Russos were saying. It's kind of like what some of the other YouTubers were saying before. And I'm guilty because I'm one of the ones that was saying like, nah. But it's not so much of him pulling off a comic accurate Victor Von Doom, because this is not a comic accurate Victor Von Doom. This is him pulling off different versions, like they normally do with the MCU, different versions of Doom that we've seen in different comics, but it's all the same thing. Him trying to obtain power. And I like it, man. I mean, I like it. I'm ready.
Show me Cyclops blasting that in a trailer and you got my money. I thought that was funny. Hello. Definitely with Avatar for sure. Yes. Big Disney movie. Everyone's going to come to the cinema. While they're there, may we interest you in some Avengers? It feels like desperate attempt because Marvel has been flopping.
Again, guilty. I'll take you back a year ago, as of last weekend, when Robert Downey Jr. was announced. I said this is so desperate. We even did an emergency live stream calling it desperate. We were saying this is lazy. This is lazy casting. This is that. I take back what I said. Personally, I take back what I said. I haven't even seen the film yet, and I take back what I said.
We're all going to the lobby. The Xmen reboot film will reportedly begin casting after Doomsday wraps filming. The script is currently being written. I'm fine with that. The new X-Men, right? After this whole... The X-Men we're going to get in the movie with Doomsday is going to be the ones from Days of Future Past. They've solved the problem, and, they're downstairs talking to Monica Rambeau. Those guys. Sure. Like let me see them finish their story, because Days of Future Past wasn't really a finish of the story. It was cool. It was nice, but one little final goodbye 10 years later. That's all. That's all I want from them.
Right. Yeah, I'm fine with that as well. I mean, we know that the X-Men are coming. We know that was the whole thing after the soft reboot. It's supposed to start with the mutants. It's just the conversation around which mutants they're starting with that always comes back to play. I think, in a conversation where we have a conversation where you've got people saying, sorry, I was reading a comment there, but anyway, a comment where you've got people, or an era rather, where you've got people not so sold and bought back into Marvel. I just don't think a poster with Kitty Pryde and other lesser known X-Men heroes to casual fans is the way to go. I just personally, I don't. I mean, what are you're gonna put Cannonball and Kitty Pryde and Strong Guy and some other people like that on the poster and expect fans to be like, oh, to me, my X-Men. Like, no one's gonna do that, because that's not to the casuals. That's not the X-Men. We know them as the X-Men because there's plenty and thousands and millions of mutants. But they're like, where's Wolverine? Where's Storm? Where's Cyclops?
Storm is going to be on the sky on that poster because she can fly and she got wind elements. And when you got her in the sky in the background, you can keep her a little farther back, you see, because that dark skin may not sell well internationally. But definitely Cyclops and Wolverine going to be in the center. Yeah.
Yes.
Cyclops going to be shooting out the red, then the X-Men logo in red. Yeah. Fantastic Four made half of a 500 million in its first weekend. Sure, yeah. They should do the 90s team people know. Yes, they should. Jamie Lawson as Storm. That'd be nice. Telling you what.
Or go ahead.
I wanted to hear what you were going to say about the 90s team that people know.
Yeah, they just should. They should do the 90s team that people know. I don't understand. Again, I think it's a recipe for disaster. That's just me. I like that you're casting for Kitty. I like that you're casting for these other mutants, but I don't think that they should be the forefront, because you're trying to do that whole Iron Man, Captain America thing again, where you're taking at the time in 2008, Iron Man wasn't an A-list character. So you're taking lesser known characters. You're trying to do that Iron Man effect with them. And it might have worked that first time. I don't know that works with the X-Men. Again, if this was 10 years ago, sure. But in an era where we're having conversations where where the Fantastic Four is neck and neck with Superman, or no one went and watched the Thunderbolts, and you got the president of the studio calling Captain America 4 a flop because Steve Rogers wasn't in it. Well, if you're saying words like that because Steve Rogers wasn't in the film, that's why it failed. Well, if you take away Storm, you take away Wolverine, you take away those names, what the fuck do you think your X-Men reboot's going to be? That's just me. I'm just looking at it from the outside like, I like Kitty. Does the casual like Kitty? I like Strong Guy. Does casuals like Strong Guy? Do they even know who they are? We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Will.
So I don't know. We'll see though. It's a recipe for disaster. You do it that way, I think, though. But the reboot is coming, and the X-Men are coming, and the script is being written. We know that. And Jack, what's his last name? Schneeler, the Thunderbolts director. He recently said some more about it. They asked him, about he was asked about it a couple weeks ago, and he said, what did he say? He can't talk about it, or it's not something whatever he said. And I had quote retweeted and said, yeah, that's because he's not doing it. Well, he got asked again something about it. Oh, maybe I didn't save it. I don't think I saved it because I don't believe he's doing it. Maybe that's why I didn't save it. But he got asked something about it again. He was just talking about the complexities of the story, or not complexities, but just how intriguing the X-Men are, and how he would love to do something like that. So
I don't think Strong Guy counts as an X-Men, but apparently recently he's become an Omega level partner of Storm. If you read that.
Strong Guy has never been an X-Men.
He's a mutant.
He's been. Hold on.
You'll find the comic book. I guarantee you'll see. With the X with the yellow. At some point in time, he dressed up and did the thing.
I mean, yeah, I mean, in '97, in the picture that's on Charles's desk, he's there.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the originals, is he not?
No, he's not one of the originals.
Not like originals, but he's from that team where Jean was wearing, where she was Marvel Girl and Iceman was there.
X Factor.
Yes, X Factor, X Force.
Yes, I think you could make the exception. And look, how badly do you want to use the character? Because if you do want to use the character badly enough, you can make Toad an X-Men or Magneto an X-Men.
Yeah, I don't know why you're putting like strong guys and X-Men is wild. Is he not in X-Men uniforms here?
X Factor sounds right. Yeah,
all a part of the X, all a part of Charles's dream. So X-Men, X Factor, he's got the X. Point being, if you say that name to a casual, do they know who he is? I don't give a fuck if I don't care if he's on the Avengers. I don't care if he's on Alpha Flight. I don't care what team he's on. Do they know who he is?
The answer is no.
Point.
Point. X Factor and X Force were always separate teams technically. I know what you mean, but
that's fine. Cool. Let's separate the teams. You got X Factor over here, you got X Force over here. Go to a casual down the middle. Do you know who Strong Guy is?
Nope.
Don't use Strong Guy. Do you know who Kitty is?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see. I'll put that to a poll. I'm about to put that to a poll.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Remember that?
That's just from that line, that one line with the new girl that was that what's her name? His name now? From Juno. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That's really it from Kitty and X3, The Last Stand. So if you're expecting casuals to remember Kitty from X3, I'm about to put that to a poll though, because I want to know.
Cartoon of Wolverine and the X-Men, and I think some people watched that with Kitty in it.
I want to know. I'm about to put it out there. And these are just to my casual friends, but I'm about to ask.
Was Kitty also in X-Men Evolution? Yes. People who will know who Kitty is. If she's not in the top 10, she's in the top 20.
I sure am about to ask.
I think I still understand the point you're making, even if Kitty isn't the right character.
That's it. That is it. It's not that Kitty is not known. It's not so much that she's not known. I still don't think she's known to casuals, but hey, neither here nor there. It's the fact that she's not Wolverine. It's the fact that she's not Jean Grey. It's the fact that she's not Scott Summers. It's the fact that she's not Beast. Should I go on? We are sitting here criticizing Marvel in an era where we just watched Thunderbolts, where people are like, I don't want to watch these lesser known characters because they don't matter. But we're talking Kitty. We're talking these lesser known X-Men. That's what I'm talking about. It's not so much the fact that she was on X Factor, X Force, or X Factor with Simon Cowell. I don't really give a fuck. It's the fact that she's not a known X-Men character.
She's to casuals. To casuals, maybe. Not to your mom and dad.
Yes, I know who Kitty is, obviously, but to casuals, if you put Kitty on a poster and you're like, X-Men reboot. That's just me.
I think if you know who Cyclops and Jean Grey are, there's a chance you know Kitty Pryde also. If you know Scott Summers' name, you probably might know her.
I'm trying to even find a decent picture of Kitty that I could use on my story because all I'm getting is comic pictures. And I guess I could use that. I could ask my fans, I could ask my friends, do you know who this is? They could be like, yeah, no, but I'm trying to find the one from the movie to be like, hey,
what was the yellow jacket? Her name was Jubilee.
I don't even think you can do Jubilee like that.
I think Kitty has fallen off because she doesn't have an iconic book or a memorable powers. What? If she doesn't have the dragon? Lockheed.
For example, again, I know these are just some casuals. I'm not talking to every casual in the world. I only talk to my friends. So this is a very small scope here. One of my friends messaged me the other day and I could go to the actual message. Messaged me the other day and said something about the Fantastic Four. He's like, "Oh, you really liked it, so I guess since you really liked it, I'll go check this one out." I don't really know much about Mr. Elastic and the rest of them, but I'll check it out. Mr. Elastic. These are casuals, people.
There's
Come
an
on.
Elastic Man for DC, so I can see. And I love how we have a guy who made his name Casual Fan, and he chimes in with, "I don't know who is she."
My point. This is my point. Thank you, Casual Fan. This is my point. Should I even put the poll? I'm still going to put the poll. My point is, if you take your reboot and you take characters that we know who they are, and you put them on a poster, casual fans are going to pass by and be like, "That's not the X-Men." Because they've been shown the same X-Men in theatrical releases from Fox time and time and time. Even in the reboot, the only person you didn't get was Wolverine. Logan made appearances and cameos every now and then, but you still had the core. That's just me. Was Kitty there? Was Kitty in the reboot? All right.
I think Magic might even have a more memorable look, despite being a lesser-known popular character. Well, she was in New Mutants. And that was a feature-length film. Yeah, they dropped it at a terrible time. But she has some media appearance in the movie theaters, in Disney Plus, because you can watch it there. Zenzen says that she is top 20. I would agree with that.
Yeah, okay, but it's exhausting. She's top 20 to us.
No, she's top 20 as a top 20 X-Men. Not to us. She is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, yes, Jill, she is.
But nobody knows past 3.
We just had someone who's literally watching in real time say, "I don't know who she is." Their name is a casual fan. My whole point has been casual fans don't know who she is. There's a casual person watching. I mean, that said, I don't know who she is. So yes, she's top 20 to us. Yes, and she is top 20 as an X-Men. I agree with that. Like her power set, I agree with that. But as far as like, again, like I said, let me finish this poll.
I'll get to the super chat. Upgrade it. Go ahead, Kendrick. Got a super coming out of I am Zoofly Cam. Okay. He says Storm with no T'Challa, hard pass. Because it's an interconnected universe now. Because you got to be different. We did have Storm twice in our movies. Didn't do much with her each time. Lied to the actress Halle Berry about what to make her try to come back for the third movie. Lied to her. Yeah, she's been done dirty. But there was no Storm and T'Challa relationship. We get to the Alessandra ship. She's pickpocketing in Egypt and didn't really have much. I think she had a role in the Dark Phoenix movie. She was in space. Hey, Storm, can you clear the skies for us? Yeah, I got it. That was her role. Nothing much to do. A relationship with T'Challa, with something long-term, something that you can develop and build movie to TV show, sounds like a long-term storytelling that can be used now that we've got a cinematic universe with multiple places to appear in.
I'm pissing people off. You want to get pissed some more? I'm on a train. I'm on a roll right now. Want to get mad some more? Yes. About T'Challa? No. Yeah, you'll get that. You'll get that Storm relationship. It ain't gonna be the way you want it to be, though. But you'll get it.
She'll be the babysitter.
Should be cradle robbing a little bit.
She's gonna say, "Come here, you look so cute, Nakia. What's his name? I can teach him how to be a man."
I'm now. I want to see how fast this comes in, and from what people say, but yeah, man. I'll tell you what. If if everybody can understand the Thunderbolts plight and understand where everybody's coming from with Thunderbolts, even if you did go see Thunderbolts and you enjoyed it as I did, I saw it, I enjoyed it. I think Thunderbolts is a step on the right direction for Marvel getting back on the right train tracks and everything like that. But if you can look at the Thunderbolts and you were saying or in agreement with other people or whatever, you just might have said, yeah, this is an obscure group, I don't know who they are. I told you I sat down with, again, casuals that are friends of mine that did not go see Thunderbolts because they did not know who they were. So, and were asking me, are these people are they on Disney Plus shows? Do I need to watch them? Like, who are they? The only person they knew was Bucky. And they were like, so again, if you're looking at Thunderbolts, you can see how that's a problem with Thunderbolts. I really don't know how this is a tough conversation. If you're looking at the way that they're talking about the Xmen and looking at casting Sadie Sink for Jean, I like, that's fine. Looking at casting, I forget his name, as Scott, those would be the only two, I think. Maybe Storm. I'm not really sure what their plans with Storm are. Only two, I think, that are supposed to be like that 90s core group. When you look at you start looking at the other reports. This is from Alex over at Alex over the Cosmic Circus, not from Marvel Studios, that said Wolverine's not even on the team. Wolverine's going to be on Alpha Flight.
Okay,
he's not going to start with the X-Men in the MCU. So there's another one that's not on the team. That's
great. That's a great way to sell Alpha Flight. You got this A-lister, and he'll make you care about the rest of the team. That's better than what Guardians had. Guardians just had unknowns. This actually might work.
It is. I think, again, I keep saying it this way. If this was 5 years ago, maybe not 5 years ago, if this was 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, right at that end game time, you can sell that shit and it will fly. I think you put Wolverine in it still sells, but it's like it really would have sold a lot more. You could have done Kitty on the cover and it would have sold. This is when Marvel was trying to sell fans shit for shit and thinking that it was going to be sweet. And it just wasn't. That's when they tried to give you okay, so they gave us WandaVision, they gave us Loki, but then they gave you Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's where it really started showing. Falcon Winter Soldier. Then we got Hawkeye. Then we got Moon Knight. Then we got what's her name? What is her? God, I'm blanking. Kingpin.
Echo.
Lord. Then you got Secret Invasion. Like, if this was before all of that, you could have probably sold Kitty and some of these others that you're trying to. But again, in this time, I just don't know that works. I don't even know if Alpha Flight with Wolverine works. You might have some people interested, like, oh shit, I know him. That's Wolverine. I don't know.
That's how star power works. You got this famous figure, and it'll rub off on the rest of the characters. You're there for the famous figure. And then a good story, a good trailer, hopefully not a trailer like someone was pointing out about the Thunderbolts. They all just have knives. That's what they said in the trailer. So none of us can fly. We all just sort of shoot. That was not how you sell a movie.
Yeah. I mean, and then I see this one too, and it may be from what Johnny's saying. He said, I think it will work, Darius, because X-Men are going to come off the hype of Doomsday and Secret Wars. Maybe then I think it's going to be, people will be locked in. Maybe they will be. Maybe people will be locked in by then. We're coming with, a new cast of X-Men. Maybe, man. Maybe.
Oh, new cast of X-Men better have a Storm. And I got just the lady. Darius, we agree, bro. Stop yelling at us.
Not everybody agrees with me. But yes, I'm glad we agree.
Yeah. I disagree. Hawkeye was a terrible idea, but it was just underwhelming in execution because dude was second fiddle in his own damn show.
Oh, I wasn't saying Hawkeye was a good idea. If that's the way I came off, please forgive me. Hawkeye was shit. There was only one thing good about Hawkeye, and it was that third episode.
It was caca. Let's keep things moving to the next I think I'm done with Marvel. Are we done with Marvel? Let's go to Jonathan Majors and see what he's got cooking. What's developing with him?
Go, fast! Aye. Better. Tactical, deliberate. Perfect. Jab. Nice. Go.
I needed that slow-mo.
Perfect. Nice.
Ouch. I hope they deserve it. Without the context, that's just blood splatter. I need to know that these guys are kidnapping or, some violent criminals. But all right, that's what we've got. It sounds like it seems it's advertising the movie. We're gonna have a very
I liked it.
Yeah. They even did some editing and we see blood splatter and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I liked it. I never stopped liking Jonathan Majors. I still like Jonathan Majors. I think he's a hell of a fucking actor. I would have still loved to have seen Kang involved in some of this some way instead of getting decimated off screen. But I think that, I got asked about Magazine Dreams when we were doing it. And I remember I said something that a lot of people didn't agree with, but it ultimately did what I said it was going to do. And I don't know. I don't think that... It sucks for Jonathan Majors because anytime you look up his name or his name gets mentioned on Twitter, it's still the misinformation. Like pages sharing, talking about, oh, this womanizer or this woman beater or this or this or that. And then you've got people in agreement in the comments and things like that. And it's terrible because it's misinformation. It's not the truth. It's not what is. He's not a womanizer. He's not a woman abuser or anything like that. He's a damn good actor. That was done very, very wrongly. So I did see Magazine Dreams. I will see this one as well. I support anything that Jonathan Majors in because I do like him. I like him a lot. And I thought that looked good. I mean, he looks good.
They're asking about if he's a cop or ex-military. It's a movie about him finding the killers of his son, I think. Something about someone close to him being murked. That is what I remember. It's called True Threat. And Charlemagne is going to be part of it or producing it or funding it or some way. So every day on the radio, broadcasting to millions of people on the Breakfast Club, you'll be hearing about this movie. It should do more than just the $1 million that Magazine Dreams hit.
Yeah. But see, it should. I hope Jonathan gets that big break film again.
They say you need to make more than 5 impressions as an advertiser. So if someone just saw Magazine Dreams' trailer, oh, that's cool, I'll check it out. They probably won't. They need to be over and over. Think about the YouTube ads you see. You may have never gotten HelloFresh the first time they put a HelloFresh ad, but probably like by now they're a staple. They're the HelloFresh. Well, why don't I try this out? Download the app and get myself chicken breasts. You need that. So when he's advertising this one, he's got to be present. He's got to make some more appearances. I know the last time around for Magazine Dreams, I think on the Monday of, they Rolling Stone and Cheyenne Whitetree dropped leaked audio. Did you hear he was being secretly recorded again? And that was intentional. And maybe a lot of interview outlets canceled their appointments. I know Keke Palmer did. This time around, bro, just go all out. Advertise yourself now. Keep making videos with Megan Good about, we hope you're pregnant. Like, keep doing things like that on live streams and with that time that the dude asked for her phone number and he's like, I'm sorry, what? What? You want whose number? Like, I want to see more Jonathan Majors jokes and memes, but this time ones that you're in control of, you know? He's got an Instagram now, which I was just on. Keep Instagramming and figure it out. It's a training montage. Yep, yes it is. Is this the movie with Jade Cargill? Yeah, because they said it was called. Here, I'll share it again.
Well, he was saying it's a training montage because you came in and said you wanted to know backstory, like who is he shooting? Are they criminals? We're not going to tell you that in a training montage.
Yeah. I didn't mean it like seriously. Yeah, they're just training. Sure.
Is this movie with her? She's in this too. Oh, okay. So this is her first acting debut, or she acted before? Because this is the girl that everybody was saying Storm for, right? She dresses up as Storm.
She did it a couple times, not that often, but yeah, she wrestles. But she did. This is her first acting role that I know about. I'll check.
The Wrestler. I only know that because of you.
Yo, I was upset because she was on stage on SmackDown when they were like, "Let's do the salute for Hulk Hogan," and she was part of the people. I would have set that one out.
I did see the 10 salute thing. Is that well? What is that? I didn't watch it.
It's a 10 bell salute. All the wrestlers and staff and managers and everyone's on stage, and she was present. She shouldn't have been. Her filmography says she's been in television for like reality shows, video games, and that's it. There's no filmography. True threat.
I see.
So good luck to her.
Well, good luck to her.
Wrestling is acting. Like you're playing a character in a way. So more of the same.
Yeah, but do you think she could get up there and be like, "Sands of Time, heed my command"?
I think she could do it better than you just did.
I don't think so. Don't make me put my acting hat on.
Oh God, you can take more photos of you like Joker.
Don't make me put my acting hat on. I'm a jack of all trades. I can do it all, brother. All. Don't be surprised you cut on Netflix one day and I'm on the cover, starring in a show.
Celebrity Family Feud is the game show. Chill. She was part of that. Funny.
Who? Jade Cargill?
Yeah. That's what it said on her filmography. Celebrity Family Feud. As herself. And Rhodes to the top. Cody Rhodes is a wrestler at a reality show. Darius as Storm would be all the hot.
It would be. I would come in and bring him the forecast. For sure. I remember when I was a kid and we used to play outside, like, superheroes and stuff like that. I used to try to do my eyes. I used to try to make my eyes go back and be just solid white. Man, that's funny. Yeah, I could be Storm. I'd be Storm. That'd work.
Do we have a super chat? Is somebody
make me Storm?
I think Storm deserves a true actor. For goodness sake, I agree. I'm just saying Jade Cargill could be a true actor. Let's wait for True Threat.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I don't want to count someone out. John Cena's a good actor. Did you not see him as the president in that recent movie? Did you see him as Jacob in Fast and Furious?
Yeah,
he was good.
I think Cena's. He has a certain role he's good at in acting. Can you throw several other roles at him and expect him to have a wide range? No, I think Peacemaker and the role he plays in Fantastic, those are on the similar track, so that fits him to be able to do that. Now, can you pull him in and have him do some type of dramatic scene? I don't think so.
He's not going to be Jonathan Majors, but he can do it. Dave Bautista's doing it.
And he can't do it.
He's in movies. He gets
He,
sequels.
he's in movies, but Batista's not like even outside of what is it? What he did in Dune? He wanted that to be a more serious role for him.
He has range. Now, if you're mad at him for what? For not being a white male, like where opportunities are plentiful, then go ahead and be mad at him. But if we're talking about his talent in his supporting roles and
well, first of all, I didn't even know the man wasn't white. You took it there.
Greek.
Yeah, I thought he looked white to me, so I didn't know he wasn't white. So I was never going anywhere with his racial ethnicity. I was going based off what I've seen with my own eyes, heard with my own ears, witnessed with my own body, and that's that he's not a great actor to me.
He's got less roles to work for. Batista's Spy Dad movie trailer looked funny. It was a good one. It was decent. This is a Peacemaker 2 coming out. There is a Peacemaker 2 coming out. Yeah, season 2. No wrestler is getting an Academy Award. Let's just say that. Let's let Jade Cargill fail, and then we can start talking about how she's not a good wrestler actor. But like, wait for her to perform here in this new movie, which is being shot now. Clearly, because of the training montage we just watched.
She looks great as Storm.
Yes.
She does look great as her.
And Storm isn't the goal, though. Storm is like a dream. She may not get that. They're beginning casting, what do they say, after Doomsday? So let's, if they're not going to decide, why are we deciding? Let's just chill on it. Why do y'all think of The Rock upcoming movie where he really had to transform? Smashing Machine. I saw the trailer and I thought he looked very different. He was acting. Emily Blunt wouldn't take it unless it was like a serious movie. So I'm happy for him. Jade can be in action.
What if I told you they already casted Storm?
I'd believe you.
Oh, I don't know that. I don't know that at all. I'm looking at Jade coming out. What was this, a few days ago?
Yeah, last week.
WWE
cuts out.
Oh, do they not like you to?
Yeah, but there was no sound. I think we're fine. I hope we're fine. Damn, show you know Jade or something? What did I say that makes? No, I can't. So I can't defend my stance because she's still going.
Oh, I like the audience today.
Keke Palmer, if she can do the voice, she'd be great.
She got a banging ass body. Is this her?
Yeah. And she's tall.
She looked damn good in that bob. She got a banging ass body. Yeah, she still could. I don't know if she could come in and be Storm, but yeah, that's fun. The dressing up as her and the whole somebody dressed as Spider Woman.
Yeah, she did.
Interesting. That's fun. So what was it? Superhero night?
This was a separate event.
Wow. Well, that's fun.
You should see Rey Mysterio, bro. Maybe that'll be a good this or that. When he dressed as Wolverine or when he dressed as Flash. Yeah, Jade has the look. Yeah, we all agree. If Angela Bassett was 20 years younger, she would have been perfect.
Man, let me tell you on that one. Did you see that picture of her the other day? I shared it on my Twitter, on my profile. Angela, how old is Angela? 50 something? 60 something? She's not 60.
She could be.
Boy, she looked like somebody's sister. Like somebody's young ass mama. That's crazy. Now, when they say black don't crack, that's the example you point to every time is Angela. That black don't fucking crack. Angela looks great. 66? Not at all does she look 66. Like, seriously, she could be in her 30s. She looks great. The picture that they posted of her the other day, I had to make sure that was new. I was like, this ain't from like last week. Yes, it was. I was like, oh my God. She looks great.
You guys are just name your favorite wrestler today, huh? Bianca Belair, she's the one. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, keep drinking water, hydrate, stay fit.
Drink your water, smoke your weed.
Where we going?
Mind your business. We can go into Kevin Feige talking about how Captain America 4, or no, we can go there. How Captain America 4 flopped because Steve Rogers wasn't in it. I mean, that's not a lie.
I don't see that quote. When did he say it? Where did he say it?
Did I not send that to you?
Was it an interview
with Collider? I thought I sent it to you. Let me see. In an interview with Collider, here it is.
It's the quote says that Captain America 4 underperformed because it was the first without Chris Evans. That's different than saying the first without Steve Rogers, the first without Cap. Saying Chris Evans was important is not accurate because you could have casted somebody else as Captain America, like John Krasinski.
I disagree.
He applied. He wasn't. He wasn't. But if he was, and they did this movie, I would say the same thing. I would say, yeah, we've seen John Krasinski as Captain America for 7 movies, and now that you switched it over for a new actor and a new character, the problem is the character part, not the actor part. Chris Evans is not that important. Why do you disagree?
I disagree because it's like saying Tony Stark and RDJ aren't one and the same. When you say Chris Evans wasn't in it, clearly he's talking Steve Rogers wasn't in the film because he's not in the film as Chris Evans. He's Steve Rogers. So if you say Chris Evans wasn't in it, that's why it failed. You're technically saying it failed because it did not have Steve Rogers, Captain America.
He's intentional with his words. He doesn't mean it the way you do.
So you think he literally means because the actual man, Chris Evans, wasn't in the movie, then that's why it failed.
Yep. If he would have had old man Steve Rogers that Chris Evans was playing, if he was a mentor in the movie, that would have got butts in the seats.
I still disagree. I don't think he's talking about, I don't think he's meaning, he may be intentional with his words and not saying Steve Rogers, but again, whenever we talk about RDJ in terms of the MCU, you automatically go to Tony Stark because he is Tony Stark. He embodies Tony Stark. You go to Steve Rogers in the MCU, you automatically think Chris Evans because he embodied that. He played him for 10 years. I don't think that he meant, because Chris Evans wasn't in the film. I mean, yeah, I think he means because Chris Evans wasn't in the film, but I think you are putting Chris Evans and Steve Rogers in two different boats in terms when we're talking Marvel. Outside of the MCU, sure, you can say Chris Evans, but when we're having conversations that strictly apply to Marvel, and he's talking about a Marvel film that flopped, he's not saying because Chris Evans wasn't in it. He's saying because Steve Rogers isn't in this film, it failed. And again, they're synonymous. He is Steve Rogers. Even if he would have said Steve Rogers, people would have still said Chris Evans. The title wouldn't have said because Steve Rogers wasn't in it. The title would have said Kevin Feige said because Steve Rogers wasn't, or because Captain America failed because Captain America failed because Chris Evans wasn't in the film. Then people would have said, they're saying he failed because Steve Rogers wasn't in it. They are one and the same. But if you think that he's saying, saying because Chris Evans, cool.
But it's obvious what he stated. What he stated about how they made a movie as Sam Wilson calling himself Captain America and it didn't work. That point is enough. To say that it's because of who wasn't in it is wrong. I agree he's wrong. I think that they put so much emphasis on Sam.
they tried to force Sam down our throats with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, tried to get everybody to accept him as Captain America. Then it didn't work in publishing. I don't know why he thought it was going to work theatrically or on the screen or whatever. Sam, and it's not Sam. It's not so much, and I've said this, I don't dislike the character of Sam Wilson in the MCU. I think that when I go back and watch Civil War, when I go back and watch Winter Soldier or some things where he's actually the Falcon, I like him as Falcon. When you tried to force in and make him Captain America, you turned a lot of people off, including myself. And maybe it would have been a little better if he was better received in Falcon Winter Soldier. But because it wasn't, I think that that's one of the reasons that it failed. And it also goes a laundry list of reasons why this movie failed. It goes back into that conversation of the era of Marvel we are currently in. No one was going to see Captain America 4 like that. It got 70, I'm exaggerating, but 70 something reshoots. It was originally the Serpent Society, changed to Red Hulk, which was utterly terrible. It just wasn't good.
That's a movie that had a wrestler in it. His name was Colby Lopez. He was going to be in that movie. Feige's ego wouldn't allow him to admit his too poor treatment of the Sam Wilson character. It failed because he didn't care about the project enough to elevate black talent.
Yep.
They pushed Sam out there to fail, straight under the bus with him. Sam Wilson should have stayed the Falcon, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
But they don't listen. That's a consistent message here. They don't listen.
Yep, I think
every dumbass going, well, this is a promotion, you see? Isn't there plans right now to recast Steve Rogers? Isn't there plans right now to return some of these older actors and older versions? It was never something long-term. Don't celebrate these race swaps or mantle swaps or black versions of white things. Celebrate authenticity. Yeun streaming on HBO Max.
Yep. It's Kevin Feige's been out talking a lot lately, just saying a lot of off the wall shit. I think he's completely wrong. Something that one of the posts that I saved, that someone had said, I thought I saved it. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, I did.
Paranoid, and now he's spiraling. He's moving just like a degenerate.
Geeky said, blaming the failure of Brave New World on Chris Evans not being in the film is crazy. The interest in Sam versus Bucky is insane. Bucky was a better developed character, and that's who people wanted as the next Captain America. Sebastian Stan has also gone on record saying he was told Bucky, yes, he has gone on record saying that, supposed to take up the shield, but it was changed last minute. The fact that the film also revolved around Hulk's villains and even brought in Betty may have been the issue. Rewriting the film 2 to 3 times also may have hurt it, don't you think? Failed test screenings and removing the Serpent Society, things I just named, may have hurt it. Take your failure like you take your success, Feige, and move on to the next film. I saved that because especially that last line, I completely agreed with all that. Take your failure like you take your fucking success. That failed not because of Sam, not because of Chris Evans or Steve Rogers, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It didn't fail because of them. It failed because of Marvel Studios' inadequacy to fucking elevate this film. That was their fault. That was not anybody else's fault. Trying to place the blame on all of them, that's your fault. You rewrote this film. You completely took out the Serpent Society. You had all of Hulk's villains in it. That was something we were all wondering. Is Savage Hulk actually going to show up in this? Oh, maybe, because you got the leader, you got Red Hulk, you got Betty. Nope. I was even thinking low-key, maybe it didn't leak. Maybe he shows up during this piss-poor battle. Because what is Sam going to do with the Hulk? Sam did exactly what I expect him to do with the Hulk. Scratch him with his wings. That's and shoot him a couple times. That's exactly what I expect him to do with him.
And then talk him down with feelings and emotions.
And talk him down. So, not having the Serpent Society, not having or having all of the Hulk's villains minus the Hulk, the poor storyline, because it was a poor storyline. And then a poorly received character. Feige talked about that in that interview where he pulled those select few people in and said some things stick and some things don't. He was talking about with characters. Well, realize that this one didn't stick. So when you got Anthony Mackie out here prematurely talking to people, he was talking to people before Brave New World dropped. Oh, I'm playing Captain America for the next 10 years. Brother, chill. I don't think so. I don't think you're playing Captain America for the next 10 years. I think he's going to do Captain America in Doomsday and in Secret Wars, but I think with that soft reboot comes what Feige already said in that same interview, recasting of Tony Stark and the recasting of Steve Rogers, which then makes your Captain America what? Null and void. I also don't think it's going to do a service to his Captain America when we know that Chris Evans is reprising his role as Captain America from a different universe in this film. In the next two Avengers films. So you're going to have the Captain America nobody wants and the Captain America everybody wants back on screen side by side. He's not Captain America after Secret Wars.
The box office has spoken. That's not happening. Torians, they didn't elevate Ironheart either, and it's still charted over a show Daredevil. That Daredevil did not have 3 episodes a week. They overshowed Daredevil that had a heavy promotion and did not chart at all over the span of 9 episodes. That's so true, Torian over there. Okay.
Indeed. Christian Chill, you think this is why he said he will recast Cap and Tony? Now, can we agree with this train of thought that it would be best recast T'Challa? Yeah, I think so. I think that's why. Now, do I think that they're going to recast T'Challa? I don't know. I really, really, really don't. That is the biggest Marvel mystery of them all. I really don't. It would behoove them, but I don't know.
You know what's a bigger Marvel mystery? This character. Groot. The Cosmic Wonder tells us Vin Diesel teased a new project. So much to be excited about. Finally finished the Groot sequel for our friends at Disney. You all know the other films in process are upcoming, but something about the continuation of that beloved floral colossus just feels different. Is he going to talk? We heard him speak and say, I love you guys. Is he actually, like, when you finish your lines for Groot, that doesn't really mean anything if all you say is I am Groot 7 different ways.
And what is this for? This is for like another little thing he did with Baby Groot with the little 5-minute specials.
And he calls it a sequel, so it's probably more from the baby. Yeah.
Well, if it's a sequel, I would hope he's not a baby anymore. We saw him in Guardians 2. He was the baby. And Guardians 3.
Grogu when he's a baby. You don't like Groot either?
No, I like Groot as a baby, but again, it's like time though. He should be what? Like the one the version we saw at the end of 3. Where he's like all bulky.
Sure.
I would assume. I mean, I don't know. Nor do I care. I mean,
nor do I care either.
Yeah,
we talked about it.
Yeah, nor do I care.
Report, I am Groot.
I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be. I don't know if I even finished all of the little Baby Groot shorts, so I don't know that I'm sure Groot.
Moving over to the Fantastic Four.
You talked to 3 terrific fellas today, but now it's time to make a match. What do you say?
This has been a really difficult decision, but I choose contestant number 3.
Number 3!
Is it deleted scene?
Oh, is that me? Oh, whoa. An angelic pair.
Yes, it's more. There's so much footage they deleted that they just didn't put in the film. People have been taking screenshots from the trailers and showing like, where's this, where's that? Show us the 4-hour cut, all that stuff. Blah blah blah. This was from the test footage that they showed at not Celebration. Sorry, the Disney Expo.
Oh,
D23. Yes, they showed this at D23 with that other footage that showed Galactus peering into the Baxter building and all of that.
It's test footage used as a proof of concept that was shot before they even started filming the movie. It was shown at Comic-Con in 2024.
Now, I saw that, and I saw somebody else that saved what they said there. or save that. And they said that, this community note is really unnecessary because at the end of the day, it is deleted footage that was going to be in the film. That was something that they said at D23. They said that we are showing the audience the first 9 minutes of what we got. And it was also some of the footage that we still saw that was in Fantastic Four, which was them preparing for the space launch when they first got their powers. When Ben says the good looking one or whatever, when he still was when he was still human. That footage was in that same test footage with that scene as well. So some things they kept, some things they didn't.
He was a big and brolic Groot in the last movie. Yeah, he was. Catch up to the stream, though. We've moved on to the next topic. Rob from Comics Explained said that he didn't care for Galactus because he didn't do much.
I saw that.
Some people don't like it. And Junior Network has given us the whole, this is what everyone thought. He said Robert Meyer Burnett said that the Fantastic Four felt small.
Really?
What are we supposed to say? F those guys, and that's why you need to watch us. Yeah, that's right.
I liked it. Liked the Fantastic Four and all of that. Yeah, that's really that on Doomsday, sorry, on Groot. And then as far as the last one there that we just did, what was the one we just did before?
Star Wars and Batman.
Okay. Pull up that one. Star Wars with Rey. I tried telling y'all.
I got the
I can't. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's they're both the same. I can't. Well, not both the same. He's not doing Rey's film, but Rey's film is mentioned as well. And I don't know if it's mentioned in that article, but I will just go ahead and tell you what was said about Rey since we don't have that particular one pulled up. But this is what was said about Rey. They said that, or did I save that, or was that just on my oh, here it is. Sorry. The New Jedi Order movie starring Daisy Ridley as Rey will reportedly begin filming in 2026. And that's according to Daniel RPK. Nothing official from Star Wars, but they're going to start filming in 2026. And do I believe this? Of course I do. I tried to tell, and I can't wait for Thursday so we can talk to Marcus. I tried to tell Marcus and others she's going nowhere. This might be the last film she does, but as far as like them just saying, oh, there was like, trying to force Jedi mind trick you, there was never a Rey. Like, no. She's still coming, and she's still coming in hot. So Rey Skywalker is happening. They are also talking about this one before we get to the article. They said this as well, that Chris Evans is reportedly being eyed for a role in the upcoming Star Wars film. That's coming from Daniel RPK as well. Could it be Daisy's? I don't know.
We don't need stars for Star Wars, but internationally, China only gave it $15 million in the last movie, so they probably need Chris Evans, who's known in China for his roles.
I bet you David Cornsweat is somewhere punching the air right now. Like, God damn it, not me going on my whole Superman press tour talking about Star Wars and they didn't cast me. Give that man a role. He wants it.
He does.
No.
I don't think he'll pay Thrawn.
Nah. No. I wish NYC, but no.
We got 5 more months in the year. We'll see.
Yeah. And then Sean Levy, the working title for Sean Levy's Star Wars Starfighter film is Kyber Mist. What? I thought the title was Starfighter.
Yeah. Is the working title like the secret title you have before everyone knows the name?
Maybe. I think so. Maybe. I still don't like the Starfighter name.
It's too generic?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't like the storyline behind it. So what we know so far, it's supposed to be Gosling, who is a Jedi or past Jedi or Jedi Padawan or something like that. Anyway, he lives with his wife and nephew. His nephew, this is tentative. I don't know if this is real. His wife or his nephew is also force sensitive. There are two villains. Don't know if they're a couple, brother and sister, or just working together, man and female. They are the Siths or the darker. I don't know if they're Sith. I don't know what they are. That go after the nephew. So we'll see.
Thrawn is already cast. Yeah. Will we be getting Star-Lord and Starfighter? Huh. Very good.
I don't know.
We're reading this now?
Yeah, we can read that.
Star Wars productions are constantly in flux. Since the release of Rise of Skywalker, the theatrical side of the galaxy far away has been a bit tumultuous. Can I pause this? Already from jump, I know this is Kathleen Kennedy's best friend or someone who wants to remain having the access that he or she has. It's being written by Alex Batts. But The Mandalorian and Grogu aims to be the first full theatrical release since the closing of the Skywalker saga. However, the production train isn't halting there. Director Sean Levy's Star Wars film was given a title earlier this year, Star Wars Starfighter. But Nexus has learned Kyber Mist is the working title for this project, and Blue Mist Productions is the production name. Nexus has also learned the working title for another Star Wars project, Cosmic Doom. Cosmic Doom is the working title for Taika Waititi's long-awaited Star Wars film, and Ghost Truck 6 is the production name. The interpretation of these titles is left to your discretion for the time being. Star Wars Starfighter stars Gosling and is roughly 5 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker, as confirmed by official Star Wars. Pre-production begins this March as Pinewood Studios, with shooting scheduled for September through December in London. Bro, Rey is going to be in the movie. Daisy Ridley will be cast. She'll have a role. We need help. Let's go to the master. Rey Skywalker.
No, I'm sure she will be. It was the rumor that she was going to pop up in one of these. So, hey.
5 years after Rise of Skywalker. She's 5 years older now. It'll be her.
Goody. More Rey.
It depends on how they do it, where they do it.
I don't think it depends how they do it or where they do it. I think either way she comes back, it's going to be hated.
You know what I would hate?
Unfortunate for her.
I'd hate that. Damn, there's so many things you could be doing, but we're still doing Rey. That's what I would hate.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
If they used her maybe 7 years later, I wouldn't mind. I would say, oh, yeah, there, she's back. Yeah, let's see what they can do with her. Let's see if they can salvage what we had. That's what it is. Very unfortunate.
Indeed.
That's Star Wars for you. Check out Mandalorian and Grogu coming in May, and then Starfighter coming next year in 2027. Like I said, Marvel and DC have left a vacancy. There's an opening for a movie somewhere out there that is more than just season 4 of a TV show. Who is that franchise going to be? Avatar. You could be it. There's room. A guy named Pantheon says, 5 years later, and you find out this master is Finn. Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no. What was else? What was that? It? That was Star Wars. The last thing. There was one more, wasn't it?
You want to talk about weapons tomorrow?
Show that clip, and then that'll be it. Weapons is the last thing. The clip. Weapons is a horror film that comes out August 8th. Julia Gardner, who stars in Ozark, and she was most recently, obviously, our Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four. She is starring in the horror movie Weapons. It is something I'm ready, especially after this clip. This was a good clip. It's currently sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's just the trailer. Go to my profile. It's currently sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is just the critic score. This is not the audience score, which critic score to me really doesn't matter. I'm looking more at the audience score. But there it is. But this was.
Look good and creepy. Can't wait.
I'll definitely be seeing this. I cannot wait, man. I love a good. Again, still not horror-y. Somebody said I saw somebody share that clip on Twitter and was like, "Oh my god, that scene was so scary, suspenseful." Everybody has their different measurement of scary. So definitely suspenseful and definitely thrilling. So I'm definitely ready to see this. I take it you don't want to see the.
Nah.
You need to check it out. I need you to check it out.
If I want to see the Silver Surfer fight Wong and Thanos, I'll check out the MCU.
That is funny. That is them.
Yeah, but there's so many actors that have been cast already in Marvel that's just gonna happen now, more and more. I think there's a movie with Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal. So there we go. Reed Richards and Captain America talking to my girl from Madam Web, Dakota Johnson. Yeah.
Somebody said it's funny. We're about to have both Reed and Namor as Latinos.
Oh Reed, yeah, and that's who courting Sue. That's who was
because he shared on his Twitter or his Instagram the other day. He shared the quote from her talking about how she always talks about Namor, and he said something in Spanish. I don't know what it was.
Namor.
The Kukulkan.
Kukulkan. I don't recognize the name Namor. He said, "My enemies call me Namor," and they all called him Namor after that. That was so stupid.
Well, falls in line with the stupid movie. That I think is that our morning report.
Let's do it this or that. You ready for it?
Go ahead.
The choice is yours. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that.
Do some Pokemon. We got Pikachu and we've got Eevee. We got two who are available as your starter Pokemon in a video game. One evolves into Raichu or the Alolan surfing Raichu, and that would be the Pikachu on the left. The other one on the right evolves into many different. They're both creatures who are on four legs. They're cute. They're identifiable. They're from the first generation of Pokemon. Pikachu, Eevee. Live chat, who you got? Let us know. I'll tell you who I pick. And this may be unpopular. It may be unpopular. Pikachu is not. He's the mascot. He's great. Ash Ketchum rides with Pikachu. Competitively, he does nothing. Eevee is the much more better Pokemon, if you ask me. Team Eevee. Darius?
I don't know. I'd probably go with Pikachu. I like Eevee, but I would probably have to go with Pikachu just because there's a lot of emotional moments you deal with Pikachu with Ash, especially in the Pokemon movie when when Mewtwo turns him to the stone and Pikachu is trying to revive him, bring him back. And that's I don't know, just you go on a much more, I mean, you're with Pikachu obviously a hell of a lot more than you're with Eevee. So I feel like the connection to Pikachu is what's driving my this or that over Eevee.
Okay. I asked live chat like 3 minutes ago and no one has written anything unless it's stalled. But I think that means that no one actually cares. And so if no one cares, we're good. Thank you for coming to another morning report.
We are live back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we are here for your morning report with more news tomorrow. We are live Thursday with Marcus over at Back of the Bus on our Pantheon stream in the evenings, and that is at 8:15 Eastern Standard and Central Standard Time. We are back live also on Thursday here for the morning report. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. Have a blessed day, and we appreciate all of you guys joining us for this episode of the Morning Report. Peace out.